You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
They were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
WSAZ News Channel 3. First look at 4.
Today on First Look at 4, facing those frigid temperatures on the home front. We have some important tips for keeping the heat in and the cold out.
And we will tell you about a new winter storm warning impacting millions of people along the East Coast, including folks in the sunny South.
And today, temperatures barely made it to the freezing mark in parts of the area. Some of us haven't even hit that 32-degree mark in over a war.
First this afternoon, we're going to talk about the forecast.
It was my third baby, and I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Things didn't seem to go as planned. He didn't have a heartbeat. He was blue. He had brain damage. I was devastated. I thought, how am I going to take care of him, you know?
This is a strong and wonderful family. When they called, I knew they needed help.
Paul's genuine, and he's there to help.
I'm Paul Farrell Jr. I'm a lawyer at Green Ketchum. We know how to help.
Go through the rest of the work week. Overall, though, at least we had the sunshine today, because as we head through the rest of the evening hours, the clouds build in and temperatures will be slow to cool off, at least until that midnight hour. We're slowly going to fall through the 20s. Maybe an isolated flurry rolls through, and any snow that does fall and stick to the roads, because it's so cold, could cause for some invisible slick spots across the area. Not everyone will see the flurry, but we could have one or two that do pass this evening. And then by morning, temperatures near that teen mark. So we're going back near 10 degrees. Otherwise, tomorrow we barely make it to 20. And so any light wind that we have, the winds will stir and start to pick up throughout the day tomorrow, will make that wind chill a factor in our forecast. At HD dual Doppler, though, showing we have some clouds off to our east and clouds off to our west. We're kind of pocketed in this nice sunny position right now, but there's quite a bit of snow activity off to our north and west, moving through parts of Columbus, Dayton, just outside of Cincinnati. These could bring, again, a few of those spitting flurries across the area. This is also going to bring down even colder air. And then that storm that we were talking about that's going to impact millions along the East Coast, well, it's bringing quite a bit of snow already to the Charleston, South Carolina area, Myrtle Beach, even Charlotte, Raleigh, going to see some of that snow. That's not going to impact us, but we are going to have even colder temperatures in our forecast as we go through the rest of this work week. Like I just mentioned, that an additional cold blast will bring temperatures back down near that 0-degree mark for some of us overnight lows. A couple of times we'll see the spitting flurries throughout the day tomorrow and even going into Friday, but at least there is a mild end in sight. It doesn't last long, but by the time we head to the end of the weekend, we will see temperatures rise on our thermometers almost back to where they're supposed to be for this time of year, back near 40.
Wow.
That's good.
It doesn't last long, but at least we get a few days break from the cold.
Really, I'll take it. There, Chelsea, thanks so much.
We are dealing with another frigid day outside, though, with dangerously cold temperatures, especially at night.
Yeah, but for some of us, it can feel almost as cold in our own homes, right? No matter what we do. News Channel 3's Dan Klein joins us now with a few simple tricks to keep our homes just a little bit warmer during the day so we can sleep better at night, too.
When it comes to staying warm in your own home when it's frigid outside, there are a few things to keep in mind. Number one, make sure that no items or furniture is in the way of the warm air coming from your register or your heater. When it comes to your windows, make sure there's no drafts. Another quick tip that's an easy one, use bubble wrap as an extra insulator. It gives you an extra layer of air between the indoors and the outdoors. And when it comes to windows, when there's that direct sunlight, let the sun be your friend. Open up the blinds and the curtains when the sun's coming through. Close them when that direct sunlight's not there. When it comes to sleeping well at night, use flannel sheets and comfortable, fluffy comforters like this closer to your body. covered by a thin, dense layer like this blanket. That will make sure that your body heat stays inside the sheets all night long. And when it comes to your fan, did you know you should be using it all year round? But make sure you flip it to the winter setting, where the blades are going clockwise. That pushes the warm air closer to the ground, keeping you warmer in your own home. And for those rooms you don't use at all, actually close the vents and shut the door so you're not heating any unneeded areas.
All right, Dan.
Good point. Yeah, thanks
so
Dan.
much. Now, we do have a few more tips. Definitely check for drafts around your windows and doors. You can also use some caulking and tape to stop the holes in your windows there, and also blankets and towels. Fill them in the gaps in your door there. That's always a big drafty area. Now, you can even sew a pool needle if you're feeling crafty into some material so that it stays in place when you open and close the door.
And don't forget about your furnace. You need to change your filter every couple of months. And for those of us with pets, it should be changed even more frequently because, of course, pet hair
gets all up in there.
Will clog it up in no time.
All right, so here is a sign we are truly in old man winter's grass. It's snowing and the sunshine.
Yeah, we already saw the pictures. It's Tallahassee, Florida, where the police posted the video on their Facebook page. And the reason why they did this, they wanted to warn about the tough driving conditions. People in Florida, of course, they don't know. To be kind, they're not very good drivers in the snow at all because they don't get any experience.
Right?
No, not at all. In fact, there are portions of the southeastern coast, they could get anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of snow in Florida. Wow. Now to a traffic alert in Ashland, where we told you yesterday the frigid weather is affecting the water lines and the traffic pattern there. The water main break led to this, thanks to the cold conditions along 13th Street near Blackburn Avenue, but it is still causing problems for drivers today.
Yeah, traffic has actually been rerouted since then around the area while crews work on fixing the break. But just in the last hour, 1 lane of outbound traffic has reopened. City leaders there say it could take until early Friday, though, for the road to be repaired and for traffic to get back to normal.
We have a breaking news alert out of Huntington where right now police are on the scene of a drug bust.
That's right. We have a live look at that scene. This is in the 900 Washington Avenue area. We're told it's a large bust. It all just started moments ago, too. We do have a crew there on scene, and we'll continue to update this developing story as we get more information throughout the 5 o'clock hour and also on News Channel 3 at 6.
Yeah, and they say the SWAT team is on the scene. They were the first ones to make entry. You can see their vehicle right there in the background of our shot right there. Again, this is on West Washington Street, and we'll try to get you more information, and it'll be on WSAZ.com as soon as that information comes in, too.
Well, still ahead, there's an app for that. We have a look at some of the best apps to help preserve your memories.
And coming up in less than 10 minutes, we are talking about shoveling snow. That's not really a concern for most of us now outside of the mountains, but there are some winter-related health warnings out as the season starts to snowball.
And as we go to break, here's a live look at I-64 near the Hal Greer exit. Traffic moving smoothly out there, and the good news, you probably need your shades on, Chelsea.
Yeah.
At least for an hour or two longer. Notice how the clouds are on the horizon in Charleston. The clouds will make for a slow cool down tonight, but even colder temperatures are on the way. Details on the forecast are coming up.
If your business depends on the home improvement industry, you need to be a part of the 2018 WSAZ Home and Garden Show. We're currently booking exhibitors and space is running out. Fill your funnel with qualified leads for 2018. Showcase your products and services to thousands of homeowners planning projects this coming year. Contact Molly Browning and get your year off to a great start at the WSAZ Home and Garden Show, March 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena in Huntington.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
When and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
When you're pain-free, you can live free. At SOMC, our physical medicine and rehabilitation associates can help you live free from chronic pain. And free from worry, too. That's because we can provide a wide variety of pain management treatments, including epidurals, nerve blocks, and spinal stimulation, so you don't have to worry about living on pain medication. Innovative pain solutions from SOMC. Very good things are happening here.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
With the holidays behind us and the new year here, it's a great time to organize the photos on your smartphone.
Yeah, and one of the best ways is to print out pictures. And there are apps for that, of course. Mike Wendland has a look at just a few of the best ones.
Snapfish is a quick and simple option for printing out snapshots at an affordable price, starting with the 100 4x6-inch prints that you get free every month. You do have to pay for shipping. If you don't want to wait for your shots to arrive by mail, they'll partner with retailers like Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens, and you can order and pick them up locally. You can even use this app to get images printed on things like calendars, cards, and pillowcases. It's free for iOS and Android. The Kodak Moments app also offers the convenience of ordering pictures for pickup at many local retailers. It also allows you to order photos and have them shipped right to you with all kinds of sizes and cardstocks to choose from. You can even use photos to create one-of-a-kind gifts like photo books, mugs, cards, magnets, and more, also free for iOS and Android. And if you're looking for especially high-quality photo prints, consider the MPix app. Now, you'll pay a little bit more, but the quality is higher than you'll get from just about anywhere else. And you can order photos of any size, almost any kind of paper stock, depending on how much you want to spend. The app itself is free for iOS and Android.
It's funny, like, we're in the digital age, so, like, we're instantly posting pictures, so it's almost like we forget to print out pictures or that we actually can.
Right, and that's true. Not many people do that. A good thing to back up your photos too, if you have a phone and you don't have Google Photos on your phone, if you don't have that app, do it, because what it does is, as soon as you take the picture, it backs it up. So that way, if you break your phone or lose your phone and your pictures are all gone, they're in that Google, and that never goes away. You can log on to any account and have access to your photos.
There's nothing worse than losing pictures.
Yeah, 2 seconds you'll have it backed up. So you don't even have to transfer it over, it just does it automatically.
Good idea. All right, as we go to break, let's take a live look outside from our Point Pleasant weather cam.
Yeah, pretty view there today, but another cold afternoon all along the water.
And those temperatures, well, maybe have moderated today. It doesn't last long. Colder temperatures arrive as we go into the rest of the work week. Details on the forecast are after the break.
If your business depends on the home improvement industry, you need to be a part of the 2018 WSAZ Home and Garden Show. We're currently booking exhibitors and space is running out. Fill your funnel with qualified leads for 2018. Showcase your products and services to thousands of homeowners planning projects this coming year. Contact Molly Browning and get your year off to a great start at the WSAZ Home and Garden Show, March 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena in Huntington. If your business depends on the home improvement industry, you need to be a part of the 2018 WSAZ Home and Garden Show. We're currently booking exhibitors and space is running out. Fill your funnel with qualified leads for 2018. Showcase your products and services to thousands of homeowners planning projects this coming year. Contact Molly Browning and get your year off to a great start at the WSAZ Home and Garden Show, March 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena in Huntington.
It's my third baby, and I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Things didn't seem to go as planned. He didn't have a heartbeat. He was blue. He had brain damage. I was devastated. I thought, how am I going to take care of him, you know?
This is a strong and wonderful family. When they called, I knew they needed help.
Paul's genuine, and he's there to help.
I'm Paul Farrell Jr. I'm a lawyer at Green Ketchum. We know how to help.
It's my third baby, and I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Things didn't seem to go as planned. He didn't have a heartbeat. He was blue. He had brain damage. I was devastated. I thought, how am I going to take care of him, you know?
This is a strong and wonderful family. When they called, I knew they needed help.
Paul's genuine, and he's there to help.
I'm Paul Farrell Jr. I'm a lawyer at Green Ketchum. We know how to help.
Well, it definitely looks pretty when it's falling down, but snow can be a health hazard that many people underestimate. Shoveling is far more strenuous than many other forms of exercise. Yeah, you have to think about it as exercise. We aren't dealing with any of that right now, but, you know, all it would take is one big snowfall for you to be out there shoveling. Dr. Frank McGeorge has some tips on staying safe.
Shoveling snow doesn't seem like a big deal to most people, and part of the reason is that they've been doing it since they were younger or in better shape. But just like you wouldn't think of running the same distance when you're 50 compared to when you were 20, shoveling that same driveway becomes a different beast. Here's why. Shoveling is more of an isometric exercise, meaning you put a lot of strain on muscles without moving as much, especially your arms and upper body. And pumping blood through contracted muscles puts more strain on your heart. The weather also challenges your heart. Blood vessels tighten, impairing the flow of blood. The cold air constricts your airways, making breathing more difficult. And you're wearing heavier clothing to stay warm. Even the time of day most people shovel can play a role. Cardiac risks are higher during morning hours before you've had a chance to fully wake up and warm up. Add it all together, and you're talking real risk. To reduce your risk, consider this. Don't shovel if you don't exercise regularly, if you have known heart or lung disease, if you're significantly overweight, or you have concerns about your heart health. No matter how healthy you think you are, take it slow, especially early on. Avoid smoking or alcohol, and push the snow. Don't lift it.
All right, let's talk about the forecast back here at home. There is still some snow on the ground there in Summersville. You can see it, and really there's like patches all around the region, but we're not talking about any big show to snowball here, at least not yet anyway. That doesn't mean though that we shouldn't maybe get prepared ahead of time. I need to go get some salt for like the sidewalks and the driveway.
You want to be prepared ahead of time because when they do come, that's when you're going to need it, and if you don't have it, then you're going to be dealing with all the elements to get out and get
the shovels too, don't forget.
Well, like we just mentioned, we don't really have snow in our immediate forecast other than a few spitting flurries, but there is a few areas around the United States that are going to get in on a big snow, but it will miss us. So as we go through the rest of the night tonight, really just watching for the clouds to increase across the area, and temperature wise it will be a slow cool down for us. We're going to just fall through the 20s through about midnight, and again, we can't rule out one or two little spotty flurries. It's not going to be a lot of snow that we see across our area tonight, but any of that does stick to the roadways could become slippery at times across the area. Otherwise, as we go into tomorrow, temperatures will fall down into the teens and barely make it back to 20 degrees. So we'll keep the clouds across the area tomorrow, but it's going to be 10 degrees colder, and the winds will stir just a little bit, so that means it's going to feel like we're not only in the teens, but even some of us feeling like we're in the single digits throughout the day tomorrow. You can see across the area, some of us still holding on to that 30-degree mark. Pikeville, Logan, Charleston, even Gallipolis and Portsmouth, Huntington and Grayson just shy of that freezing mark at 31. Otherwise, you factor in just the lightest wind, and it's feeling like 24 in Huntington. Feels like 24 in Grayson. Calm winds around the Charleston area, so it feels like 30. But otherwise, that cold wind, that cold air is going to still push into our region, kind of accompanying the chance for those isolated flurries across the area. We're kind of sandwiched in between the clouds right now. We have the sunshine, but you can look around the region and see the clouds on the horizon. All of this lake effect activity is going to move into our region, give us that chance for a spotty flurry, but everyone that's dealing with the major snow is down to the south. Can you believe Myrtle Beach is getting in on some snow right now? Even Raleigh, North Carolina. This system is going to ride the East Coast and bring blizzard conditions to parts of the Northeast. Otherwise, we'll just get in on a spitting flurry across our area. Notice as we go through the overnight hours, a few pockets of white pop up, just a few of those spitting flurries, really not much, but anything that does fall and does stick will bring some slippery roads, especially in the mountains. The rest of us really don't have to worry about that. Even going into tomorrow, Futurecast shows most of the activity stays in the higher elevations, but because it is so cold and we do have that northwest wind, we could see one or two of those isolated flurries across any part of our region tomorrow too, even going into Friday. So overall, temperatures with this northwest wind are going to be even colder. It gets pretty chilly across the area, even with the off and on chances for a spitting flurry. So overall this evening, temperatures hold in the upper 20s and fall through the 20s tonight as the clouds build in. So tonight we're falling near that 12-degree mark. Most of us will be around that 10, 12-degree mark tomorrow morning, especially right after sunrise. And then by the time we hit the afternoon hours, temperatures will struggle to make it to 20 degrees. Factor in even the lightest wind, and it's going to be feeling much colder than that. Overall, notice the extended forecast. Temperatures back down in that single-digit 5-degree mark over the next couple of nights just after tonight. And the temperatures by the weekend, we have quite a bit of a messy mix moving in by the end of the weekend. At least temperatures warm up for at least Sunday, right?
Yeah, I don't like those single digits. That's not fun.
Yeah.
No, but look at next week. That is quite a change.
Big change.
It's more the way it should be.
Right. Yeah, 40 is normal for this time of year, and we're nowhere near that, at least not yet.
Right. Okay. Something to look forward to.
For sure.
Thanks, Chelsea. When we come back, we are putting Tony on the hot seat on all things cold weather.
And then in about 25 minutes, we'll show you one southern state. Yeah, this is in the south, getting in on some of the wintry weather, too. Stay with us.
Storms on the horizon. When the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need.
The WSAZ News app is the fastest and easiest way to get news wherever you are, and you can customize the alerts you get with breaking news, severe weather, and daily forecasts. So no matter where you are, WSAZ is right there with you.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
When you're pain-free, you can live free. At SOMC, our physical medicine and rehabilitation associates can help you live free from chronic pain. And free from worry, too. That's because we can provide a wide variety of pain management treatments, including epidurals, nerve blocks, and spinal stimulation, so you don't have to worry about living on pain medication. Innovative pain solutions from SOMC. Very good things are happening here.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
When and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3.
The WSAZ News app is the fastest and easiest way to get news wherever you are, and you can customize the alerts you get with breaking news, severe weather, and daily forecasts. So no matter where you are, WSAZ is right there with you.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
All right, so one thing for sure this week that we can really all agree on is that it is cold.
Yeah, most of the time we've gotten used to single digits or even below zero, so it's a little bit warmer today, but we wanted to put Tony on the cold seat rather than the hot seat because why not? We're all sitting on the cold seat right now.
I could use a hot seat like the hunters have out in the woods, and this has become a remarkable early season cold wave, the great cold waves of the 20th century that we remember from the 1970s, the one that inspired me to become a meteorologist in '77, and Tim growing up in Pittsburgh. These are more mid-late January into February cold waves. So this one really is quite impressive for so early in the winter season.
And we're not done with the cold yet either. There's a lot.
And you talked about the fact that when the river froze over in 1977 in the Huntington area, and it was frozen bank to bank in 1977 that year, that was late January. We are getting, as you said, an early start.
We primed the river that winter. It started getting cold in late October, and November had snows and cold. December was cold. I can remember skating on the local pond in Philadelphia, the earliest ever was early December. This is the Guyandotte River. I was down there just the other day shooting my story over Barboursville Park, and there is now pretty much bank-to-bank chunk ice. It's not solid ice, it's chunks that are solid, but there's enough flow that there are areas in between the chunks that are wet or at least moving along.
Yeah.
So you're looking at small streams. Take a look at our Logan weather cam. Same thing on the Guyandotte River. We've got the Logan weather cam as it moves through Middleburg Island, and basically there is a huge amount of ice.
Oh, you can see
we
it
call
right
them
there.
ice flows coming down, and we're seeing the same on the Elk River. The Scioto River on our Portsmouth, Ohio weather cam basically seems like it has plenty of chunk ice.
Right.
So early in the season, again, the coldest weather of the winter, usually second half of January, early February. If we could sustain this cold, then there might very well be the opportunity for the mighty Ohio to freeze over, though it is unlikely that that's going to occur. But that's just how unusual this early season stretch of, and it's a siege now. It's not a stretch. It's not a cold wave. It's a siege of cold air. As we go on, we're working on now day 11 of 32 or below all day long, all night long. And now we've had multiple nights down near zero. And so we have really set up this early in January for one of the great cold waves of, well, in recorded history. Our records go back to the late 1800s.
It's not just this area, too. What's interesting is like the nor'easter. We're hearing about the first nor'easter.
Talking about a bomb that's going to circle around like a circular bomb of weather.
And it's interesting, the nor'easter is hitting in the southeastern United States. Had a call, and I was talking to folks down in Charleston, South Carolina. Young man from over in St. Albans says, Tony, every bridge in Charleston, South Carolina has been closed.
Wow.
The snow is coming down at the rate of 1 to 2 inches per hour. And that's snow. It's been freezing rain all day long in Myrtle Beach. And now Myrtle Beach is going to get a 3 to 6 hour period of 1 to 2 inch per hour snow. So you're looking at a half a foot of snow possible with the Grand Strand. Already they're comparing this to the 1989 Great Snow and Ice Storm. You guys showed earlier it snowed down into Jacksonville, Florida. Christmas Day of 1989, it was one of the first years I was working here. There was a white Christmas from Jacksonville, Savannah, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, and this is right now? This is a live shot of Charleston, South Carolina. So there's the beach covered in snow, and the snow's been peppering down, and the heavy snows are now moving up toward Georgetown, Pawleys Island, toward the Calabash area, and North Myrtle Beach. So basically where a lot of folks vacation in our area. And here's the oddity, guys. I'm talking to Captain Crosby from the Myrtle Beach Police Department, right? He's one of our sources when the hurricanes come in. He says the only people down here who aren't panicking are the transplants from the north. And they're the folks who've learned to panic up north.
That's right.
And now they're playing it cool, and they're saying, no, let's let all these.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine. This is nothing.
The non-natives.
That's exactly right. So I kind of get and the oddity of this, after the snow and the ice storm passes the southeast, it's going to stay cold for 3 more days. Usually a storm comes and it melts away the next day, so not going to happen. Schools closed the rest of the week, could be closed into early next week down in the southeastern coastal sections.
Okay. Hey, thanks, Tony.
Okay. Well, still ahead on First Look at 4, we are talking about freezing temperatures.
But really, how cold is it? We will show you some extreme ways to measure the cold.
And, well, speaking of cold weather, in about 15 minutes, we'll take you to one area not exactly well-versed in dealing with icy conditions.
It's my third baby, and I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Things didn't seem to go as planned. He didn't have a heartbeat. He was blue. He had brain damage. I was devastated. I thought, how am I going to take care of him, you know?
This is a strong and wonderful family. When they called, I knew they needed help.
Paul's genuine, and he's there to help.
I'm Paul Farrell Jr. I'm a lawyer at Green Ketchum. We know how to help.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
Storms on the horizon. When the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
WSAZ News Channel 3 with Erica Davis, Tim Ear, and meteorologist Chelsea Ambries. This is News Channel 3 First Look at 4.
A special meeting regarding the Boyd County Detention Center has just wrapped up after some recent issues there, including several escapes.
News Channel 3's Andrew Colgrove is there and joins us now with details with what happened.
Well, Tim, this afternoon, the Boyd County Fiscal Court passed a resolution formally asking the Boyd County jailer, Joe Burgett, to step down and resign. The court saying they have lost confidence in Mr. Burgett's ability to run this jail effectively. We have reported on numerous issues over the past few months here, including escapes, overdoses, sanitary problems. Now, if Mr. Burgett does not resign, he might be forced out of office anyway. The Boyd County Commonwealth Attorney is investigating the jailer, and if he is indicted for neglect of duty and malfeasance, he would be forced out. If that were to be the case, or if he does resign, the Boyd County Judge Executive says it will be his responsibility to appoint the jailer's temporary replacement until a new jailer would be elected in November. They say there are a couple people here at the jail presently that they would have confidence in to handle that role, at least until the election comes around again this November. For now, back to you guys.
Thanks, Andrew. And by the way, we just heard that from the Catlettsburg Police Chief, Justin Salyers, one of the inmates who escaped.
Right.
So that makes the second inmate now who has been caught. He was just caught, according to the Catlettsburg Police Chief.
I think Joseph Salyers.
Joseph Salyers.
Joseph Salyers was caught. All right.
Thanks,
and of course, we'll have more details on that meeting coming up in our 5 o'clock hour. All right, let's talk about the forecast on a frosty, cold midway point in our week now.
Another day, similar story, flat out cold in the morning. This afternoon, though, the temperatures rose.
Heated up a little.
Felt like a heat wave outside.
Yeah.
Almost.
I wish it would stay at least like this, but temperatures.
You can handle this, 30 degrees.
Well, temperatures are just going to plummet as we go through the rest of the work week. At least it's a short work week, and the weekend will be something to look forward to. Not only because it's the weekend, but temperatures are going to start to warm back up just slightly across the area. Otherwise, tonight we are watching the clouds roll in, and we're going to see one or two passing light flurries, just a few spitting flurries. Really not much is going to amount from it, but anything that does stick to the ground could create some slick spots. Notice how temperatures fall through the 20s even through midnight, and then quick drop in temperature by morning. Even right after dawn, we'll see our coldest temperatures. And then tomorrow, you barely make it to 20 degrees. So that is a more than 10-degree drop for some of us that did make it into the low 30s today. Otherwise, just the light wind around the area could make for that wind chill to feel even colder than that, as most of the day sits in the teens. Otherwise, one or two passing flurries can't be ruled out. You can see on HD Dual Doppler quite a bit of activity off to our north and west. Maysville is seeing a little bit of a flake right now, going into Cincinnati, coming out of Dayton, around the Columbus area, and this is all all just going to bring in that even colder air. And then the system to watch, just because it's going to be impacting the East Coast, is bringing some snow showers to Charleston and Myrtle Beach in South Carolina right now. Otherwise, it's just cold all around the nation, and it's really not going to get better, at least not yet. As I mentioned, a 10-degree drop in temperature as we go into tomorrow with a few spitting flurries around. And then by Sunday, we're going to be knocking on the door to 40. So that will feel like a heat wave compared to even just the freezing mark that we are at today.
The Southeast is beating us on the snow, and I'm not jealous at all.
You know, you have to think about the people who went on New Year's vacations down south thinking, oh, I'm going to go get...
It's going to be warm.
Forget it.
Nope. That's a flip.
Thanks.
Well, most of the U.S. suffering from frigid temperatures.
From frozen bubbles to frozen sharks, Jeannie Mose joins us with the details on how the cold is showing up.
Who needs a thermometer to answer the age-old question, how cold is it? Cold enough for the Calgary Zoo to temporarily bring its penguins indoors before letting them out again. Cold enough to freeze a shark. At least 3 of them were found washed up on Cape Cod, likely stranded due to cold shock, noted the Atlantic White Shark Conservancy. They had to be thawed to be autopsied. A true shark sickle. How cold is it? Not cold enough at 6 below to deter a guy dressed as a banana from water skiing on the Mississippi, but definitely cold enough to generate internet memes. I'm not going outside until the temperature is above my age. Remember this trick from previous cold snaps? Turning boiling water instantly into snow is so last year. This is the year of
frozen bubbles.
Craig Bain created a perfect specimen at a temperature of minus 31 degrees Fahrenheit. In Saskatchewan, Canada, it has all the allure of a fragile homemade snow globe with over 4 million views.
It's crazy.
There's pretty much one basic recipe for making ice bubbles, and it doesn't involve using that store-bought bubble-blowing stuff. Another Canadian who has helped whip up hashtag Bubble Madness recommends warm water, corn syrup, dishwashing soap, and sugar. The corn syrup, what does it do?
It basically hardens it, gives it a little bit of structure, otherwise they just blow away.
And if you really want a snow globe effect, add a Christmas tree. So when the temperatures dip, just dip your straw and
start blowing.
Even penguins love bubbles. Jeannie Mose, CNN, New York.
I love that.
You could have done that. You were in Ontario.
I know, it was cold
You could have done that, doing some dog sledding.
I think we could probably do that tomorrow here, though,
That's
the bubbles.
some great stuff.
Wow, very cool.
Love to try that.
All right, well, coming up, we have some tips for cooks in the kitchen on deciphering which oils to use.
And we are talking money, a lot of it. The Powerball and Mega Millions jackpots are soaring.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
The WSAZ News app is the fastest and easiest way to get news wherever you are, and you can customize the alerts you get with breaking news, severe weather, and daily forecasts. So no matter where you are, WSAZ is right there with you.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
When the storm's on the horizon, when the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
When and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3. When the storm's on the horizon, when the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need. When the storm's on the horizon, when the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need.
So McDonald's is testing a new beef. Yeah, how about fresh meat instead of frozen?
The fast food chain is testing fresh beef in a new burger they're calling the Arch Burger in 7 different restaurants in Oklahoma test market. It's the latest move to help improve the chain's image. In recent years, McDonald's, think about it, they cut artificial preservatives from their chicken McNuggets, and they switched to that lower sugar apple juice in the Happy Meal. This is the latest test that is limited. The company says they're looking for some feedback before they maybe go national with it.
Sounds great.
Yeah. We all use cooking oils all the time for baking, sauteing, making salad dressings, whatever.
But how do you know that the oils are the healthiest? Yeah, do you really know? Brittany Moore joins us now with a breakdown.
The health benefits are all over the map, depending on which oil you choose to use.
Well, my wife likes us to use olive oil or an oil that's a little more healthy.
Extra virgin olive oil is pretty well known for its health benefits, and it is really healthy for it. It's really high in monounsaturated fats, which have been shown to help lower the bad cholesterol in our bodies.
Research shows replacing saturated and trans fats with unsaturated fats like mono and polyunsaturated fat can provide many health benefits. Some of the main healthy oils Amber suggests are olive, canola, safflower, and avocado. Now, depending on how you're cooking your meal, always make sure you're keeping an oil's smoke point in mind.
Smoke point is the point at which the oil starts to smoke, and what we don't want to do is heat oil past its smoke point, because in addition to smoking, there is a chemical transition that occurs and harmful chemicals are produced.
For cooking on the stovetop,
I would stick to more of like a canola oil, a safflower oil, or even avocado oil. Avocado oil has a lot of the same health benefits as the extra virgin olive oil, but almost 500-degree smoke point.
While baking,
honestly, most of the time, especially if you're doing like the holiday baking, you're not going to want that olive oil flavor in, so you could use an extra light olive oil, or I like to use canola oil. It too has the healthy fat profile and is a very mild, easy to use oil.
Amber cautions us on using coconut oil as our main cooking oil, based on a recent study by the American Heart Association and the high amounts of saturated fat it contains.
Now, also, coconut oil is about 90% saturated fat, which is higher than butter, even lard.
Wow. So who would have thought that? You would think, oh, I'm going to use something healthy. It's coconut oil.
Sounds healthy,
nope,
right?
Not in that case.
Guess not.
As we go to the break, we're going to take a live look outside from our Ashland weather cam.
Yeah, a chilly day downtown, Chelsea.
And you can see the clouds rolling back in. That's going to make for a slow cool down, but don't be fooled. Colder temperatures are on the way. Details on that forecast are after the break.
It's daybreak across our region.
Good morning, I'm Rob Johnson. Here's what's been happening overnight.
And no matter what Mother Nature brings, it's going to be a brighter day.
Brandon's here to tell us what the kids heading out to school can expect.
Cooler temperatures, Melanie, but not too bad.
Because we take the news, good or bad, and make the best of it.
Community leaders say this is just the first step in reclaiming these neighborhoods.
It's morning on WSAZ.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
When breaking news happened where you live, where was WSAZ? We were here with live coverage and continuous reports, keeping you up to date. When severe weather threatened your neighborhood, where was WSAZ? We were here helping protect you and your family. When your team played in the big game, where was WSAZ? We were here bringing you the scores and highlights. Where was WSAZ? Right here for you. when breaking news happened where you live. Where was WSAZ? We were here with live coverage and continuous reports, keeping you up to date. When severe weather threatened your neighborhood, where was WSAZ? We were here helping protect you and your family. When your team played in the big game, where was WSAZ? We were here bringing you the scores and highlights. Where was WSAZ? Right here for you.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
So check out this bird's eye view of Diversity Harbor. This is in Chicago.
Chris Elvira says when he shot this video with his drone, it was about 12 below zero along the lakefront. Yeah, Lakefront Drive. Oof. So he stayed out only about a half hour. He let the drone do the rest. Ask anyone else, and that may have been too long to be out in those conditions, a half hour in Chicago. Some people can't help it, though. They have to work outside in it. Meanwhile, this is a sight that folks in the South are not used to. And it's a look at snow falling in Valdosta, Georgia. That's inland, right near the Florida-Georgia line. So, yeah, the kids were probably like, can you believe what a great time we're going to have? Because they probably loved it, as long as they had a winter coat. And head over to Houston for a sight that people don't see every day. The DOT crews out treating the roads. That's because they had icy conditions there. The drivers are being warned, if you don't have to go out in it, stay home. I guess the people in Valdosta, Georgia, at least, they didn't have that ice, because that could be the absolute worst, especially driving in it. Ice and in many cases
is worse than snow. Especially
if you're out in it and then the ice storm starts and you don't have the luxury. You have to get home somehow. Yeah. It's best to just pull over in a situation like that.
Even with the snow that we had this over the weekend, it was like that powdery snow that just wiped off my car. Yeah. Ice is the worst. You have to chisel at it, and it's just awful to be in.
Yeah, I'll take the snow any day over the ice. That's for sure.
Unfortunately, all of our snow lovers, well, we're not getting really much around our region. It's
kind of dry.
Yeah, and it's going to stay like that at least through the rest of this weekend. Although we do have a chance for a little spitting flake tonight, really not going to amount to much. And the clouds rolling in now will keep temperatures through the 20s, even as we head closer to midnight. By tomorrow, though, that chance for an isolated flurry tonight is going to reinforce the cold temperatures across the area. Temperatures struggle to make it out of the teens tomorrow. Any light wind will make it feel like we're in the single digits at times. Otherwise, temperatures will be 10 degrees colder from right now versus what we're expecting tomorrow. 31 degrees, just a degree shy of freezing in Huntington, 30 in Charleston and Logan. Pikeville was at 30 just a few minutes ago, already falling into the upper 20s, 28 as well as Gallipolis. And you can see around the Cincinnati area where they are seeing just a little bit of snow, 27. And so we're going to have that colder air rolling back in, and even just the light wind we have right now, it's feeling like we're already in the teens and 20s across most of the area. Calm winds from Logan up to Charleston, so still feeling like the actual temperature. But 24 Huntington, Grayson, 17 in Portsmouth, and these 20s are going to be even above what we're shooting for tomorrow for our temperature-wise, actual temperatures. So it is just going to be another cold one tomorrow. Notice that we have the clouds starting to roll in. We are kind of sitting in this sunny sandwich, as I mentioned before. We have the clouds starting to slowly take over, but there are some snow showers off to our west, and this is all going to continue to roll through. Not everyone will see a flurry tonight, but it is a chance that there is one or two little spits out there as we go into the overnight hour. Anything that does coat the road, though, especially in the higher elevations, could amount to some slick spots. Otherwise, calm, quiet conditions out to our west. Can't say the same for our friends down south. Notice how there are some snow showers in Myrtle Beach going into North Carolina, just outside the Raleigh area. This is going to lead to some major impacts up the East Coast, but for us, we're just going to be dealing with a spitting snow shower potential, barely anything going to make it into our area. But notice how large that system gets as it rides up the East Coast. We are outside of the snow machine, so we aren't going to get much other than a flake or two as we go today, or I should say tonight into tomorrow, even Friday. Just a spitting shower across our region as that brings major impacts up the East Coast. So if you are headed up the east or you have family up there, they're expecting to get quite a bit of snow, up to a foot in some areas. Otherwise, we keep just the cold temperatures across our area. maybe a mix of sun and clouds, and notice how we keep that even as we go into Friday. Otherwise, tonight though, slow cool down for us as temperatures ultimately bottom out in the teens, near 10 degrees, either just above it or just below it. 12 is what we're shooting for with the passing flurry. Again, any of those passing flurries that coat the road could lead to those slick spots in some areas. Not everyone will see it though. Overall, tomorrow will be just cloudy and cold. Temperatures between 15 and 20. Brisk with that wind, just a light wind, 5 to 10 miles an hour, will be making it feel upwards of 5 to 10 degrees colder. Notice we're barely making it to 20 tomorrow, staying in the teens both Friday and Saturday. And then we rebound, but with that rebound comes quite a messy mix you can see there as we go into early next week. So rain, snow mix with temperatures in the afternoon in the 40s, overnight lows below freezing.
At least it'll be a little warmer.
Yeah.
It will feel a lot better.
Yeah.
I'll take that
that's
for
for sure. Right. Speaking of extremely cold, Erica is back from that big adventure that we talked about. So Ontario and...
Yeah, it was kind of a whirlwind. So first we went to Niagara Falls, and we were originally going to go through Erie, but then obviously
all the
snowstorm there made that impossible. So we went north, we went through Michigan, and then the falls. You guys have been reporting on it. Wow. It's been sort of frozen. Like you could still hear it, so it wasn't completely frozen over. But I think it almost made it prettier to see the lights when it was frozen.
I've been there in the summertime, but I've never seen it like that.
It does. I think the white snow really does add something to it, and all that ice. Now, as you said, the falls were still flowing as we reported. I think it was yesterday we had that story on, but still, you got to see quite a wonder.
Yeah, bitter cold. So after Niagara Falls, we stayed there a night, and then we went up to Toronto. We did New Year's Eve up there, and we even drove an hour and a half north to Barrie. This is in Barrie, Ontario, where we did
Speaking of Barrie,
snowshoe. Snowshoeing out there.
That car is buried behind you.
Yeah, that one right there.
That is insane.
From a distance, we were like, what's that under the snow? And then we walked up closer and we're like, oh my gosh, that's a car.
Look how much snow is on top of that car.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know how you live in that. That's crazy. But we also did dog sledding up here, and this was kind of like the highlight of the trip. And we thought they were going to cancel it because it was so cold to us. And they were like, oh no, this is Southern Ontario. This is warm.
Yeah, the dogs can handle it.
Yeah.
The people, the sledders can handle it because they're used to it.
Yeah. So we took turns sledding out there.
That reminds me of that cartoon as a kid. Like, what is it? Not Balto. Is it Balto where the dog?
Oh yeah.
Does
I remember that movie.
I think it's Balto.
Yeah.
Very
that's
cool.
a great trip. You'll never forget. That's a trip of a lifetime.
Yeah.
You'll never forget that.
As long as you're bundled up for it. Like I seriously had 2 layers of pants, snow pants, and then like 3 layers. Big jacket.
She surprised her husband with the trip. That's the best part. I mean, it was a big surprise.
It was a nice Christmas gift, and he was very surprised.
Great stuff.
Yeah, we loved it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, speaking of cold, still ahead in our 5 o'clock hour, millions of people all along the East Coast start prepping for possible blizzard-like conditions.
We'll show you just how much snow is expected. That's coming up on First at 5. After the break, we are talking about the so-called California green rush.
With the new year comes new business opportunities, but it's not as easy to get going as you might think.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
When and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
When the storm's on the horizon, when the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need. When and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3. When the storm's on the horizon, when the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need. If your business depends on the home improvement industry, you need to be a part of the 2018 WSAZ Home and Garden Show. We're currently booking exhibitors and space is running out. Fill your funnel with qualified leads for 2018. Showcase your products and services to thousands of homeowners planning projects this coming year. Contact Molly Browning and get your year off to a great start at the WSAZ Home and Garden Show, March 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena in Huntington.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
With billions of dollars on the line as California welcomes 2018 with the legalization of recreational marijuana, all kinds of businesses are springing up in the industry, but with all these regulations and taxes put into place on legal pot, actually growing and selling it isn't going to be an affordable business model for most people.
That's right, but that's leading some entrepreneurs from tech to beauty to food, you name it, to come up with some other startups that don't necessarily rely on growing or selling the plant itself. Jacob Soberoff joins us now with details.
With cannabis now legalized in California, lines like this one are forming at dispensaries all over the state. But businesses are now starting to spring up that do a lot more than just sell people weed to smoke.
It looks like you guys probably have, what, like at least 100 drivers in the field right now?
Usually on a day like this, there's 100 to 200 drivers.
It turns out to operate a marijuana startup in California's exploding weed economy, you don't need any pot.
So users simply download our app, and then you're able to shop, and then a delivery driver will arrive on average in around 20 to 30 minutes.
Ease is a weed delivery app, and someone will show up to wherever you are within 20 minutes?
Correct. So this is our command center here where we're manning all of the operations. So on average, we do about a delivery every 10 seconds throughout the entire state.
Ease is one of hundreds of new pot businesses hoping California's move from medical to recreational pot will pay off. They're backed by $50 million in venture capital and have hired from blue chip companies.
What'd you do before you were working with Ease?
I was actually an operations supervisor for UPS.
UPS?
Yeah.
What are the parallels?
The parallels is number one, the customer. You always want to make sure the customer is having a great experience no matter what.
When you left your job at UPS and you told your friends and your family, I'm getting into the marijuana delivery business, what'd they say?
They thought I was crazy.
Crazy?
Yeah, but after this, I don't think they will.
So, Christian, I just noticed as we were talking across the street, there is a UPS delivery truck. There's two of them right there. Do you see a day when there's going to be Ease delivery trucks of that size driving around the state of California?
Definitely.
In San Francisco, Scott Peabody and Monica Lowe operate a cannabis catering business called Sue Weed from her house and post their recipes online.
This is the crushed cannabis that I have put in there, and it's been simmering in here for about 4 hours already.
The amount that you use just depends on how high you want to get?
Yep.
Monica and Scott hope to capitalize both on legal pot and the growing ranks of foodies.
With California, where we have so much innovation and there's so much of focus on food, I think we're going to see tons of cannabis-related cuisine.
Usually it was cookies and brownies, but how many of those can you eat? If you want to incorporate it into your daily life, it should extend to more healthy options.
Are we going to see Jamba Juice with cannabis one day?
I would love that.
In Los Angeles, you can get a Canicure, a legal manicure pedicure that doesn't get you high, but incorporates CBD oil, a compound in cannabis. I, of course, had to try one.
All right, here we go. There's no turning back now. What do most people say to you about getting a Canicure?
Well, it's still very relaxing.
Very relaxing? Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
Some of the salon's regular customers were curious about the treatment I got.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you smoke pot?
No.
So would you do this even though you don't smoke pot?
Yeah, because I like the tingly feeling.
You like a tingly feeling. In California's booming legal marijuana economy, there's something for anyone who's interested, at least for now.
Now, California has already received hundreds of applications for new cannabis-related businesses, but one challenge is if and when these companies make money or to keep it.
So far, less than 5% of federally chartered banks will do business with them because marijuana is still illegally nationwide.
Right.
And one of the things you have to think about, too, is a lot of states may allow that, but a lot of companies don't allow their employees to partake.
Right.
So just because the state allows it doesn't mean the company allows it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the way that goes. Do you have your Mega Millions and Powerball tickets yet?
No, not yet. But $878 million, that's how much is up for grabs in the combined jackpots this week. $460 million in tonight's Powerball drawing, and then $418 million in Friday's Mega Millions.
Wow. If you're wondering, the odds of winning both, roughly 1 in 75 quadrillion.
Oh, that's not so bad.
No, you have your chance. I wasn't going to be let out. Again, I don't buy them individually. I don't play them, but I can't help it when everybody at the company plays.
I know. That's
I've got to pitch in because I don't want to be the one left behind.
The one that just doesn't win.
Right.
That'd be bad. Well, thanks for joining us and good luck at your plan.
First to 5.
When you're pain-free, you can live free. At SOMC, our physical medicine and rehabilitation associates can help you live free from chronic pain. And free from worry, too. That's because we can provide a wide variety of pain management treatments, including epidurals, nerve blocks, and spinal stimulation, so you don't have to worry about living on pain medication. Innovative pain solutions from SOMC. Very good things are happening here.
It's my third baby, and I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Things didn't seem to go as planned. He didn't have a heartbeat. He was blue. He had brain damage. I was devastated. I thought, how am I going to take care of him, you know?
This is a strong and wonderful family. When they called, I knew they needed help.
Paul's genuine, and he's there to help.
I'm Paul Farrell Jr. I'm a lawyer at Green Ketchum. We know how to help.
If your business depends on the home improvement industry, you need to be a part of the 2018 WSAZ Home and Garden Show. We're currently booking exhibitors and space is running out. Fill your funnel with qualified leads for 2018. Showcase your products and services to thousands of homeowners planning projects this coming year. Contact Molly Browning and get your year off to a great start at the WSAZ Home and Garden Show, March 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena in Huntington.
At the top of the hour, after a day of blue skies, clouds are gathering on our Saddle River weather cam. The river choked in ice on this winter night. Newsflash, cold wave continues and intensifies heading into the weekend. Forecaster and I join you on First at 5.
Ahead here on First at 5, the flu virus spreading all across our region and especially the state of West Virginia. We're going to take you to one county where doctors tell us the number of cases doubled in the last week.
Plus, the East Coast gearing up for a storm some meteorologists say could bring dangerous blizzard conditions. Good evening, I'm Dan Klein.
I'm Amanda Barron. Thanks for joining us. First to 5, a health alert out of Mason County. That's where the number of flu cases has more than doubled in the last week.
Health officials say they're actually seeing spikes like this all across West Virginia. Part of that is part of the problem is the holidays, but doctors say it's not too late to follow their advice and avoid getting sick. News Channel 3's Caitlin LeBeau visited a hospital in Point Pleasant that's seeing more and more cases.
Starting off the new year here isn't on anybody's wish list.
We've seen a significant rise in flu symptoms.
Dr. Agnes Simone says Pleasant Valley Hospital has been busy treating a downright miserable illness.
Oh, it's terrible. A lot of people develop like really fatigue, fever, chills, coughing, shortness of breath.
The Mason County Health Department says the number of flu-like cases has more than doubled. Just in the last week or so, it jumped from about 24 to about 64.
The emergency room is certainly very busy.
Hospital CEO Glenn Washington says they began noticing more ER patients about a week and a half ago.
Most people tend to think of flu as being like a week of misery, but for the very young and the very old, it can be very serious.
Those are exactly the people you want to avoid if you're feeling sick. That means staying home, skipping work or school.
If you're contagious and you're, quote, toughing it out, a lot of times what you're doing is just simply passing that virus on to someone else.
To avoid spreading it or catching it, you should wash your hands and keep your hands away from your face.
Well, the best thing is you're at the right age. Get vaccinated, vaccinated, vaccinated.
Dr. Simone says even in the peak of the season, it isn't too late to get a flu shot. Caitlin LeBeau, WSAZ News Channel 3, Mason County.
Dr. Simone says flu season tends to peak between December and February, so what they're seeing is typical for this time of year.
Chief Meteorologist Tony Cavalier joins us now with a check of the weather. Everybody needs to be able to get outside and get away from each other, Tony, but it's not been possible these last couple of days.
And even though the temperature moderated today, there are strong indications heading toward the weekend that we have still the coldest of this siege to come through. So I suspect this cold wave has not peaked in our region. Let's take you on to your first forecast here this evening. Arctic sunset being joined by clouds now, and those clouds are lower and thicken to the point where after 9 o'clock some flurries could occur. And the temperature, though frigid, is not nearly as cold as recent mornings. We've been near or below zero the last 2 mornings, 20 by midnight. And first thing tomorrow morning, a relative, well, oasis, if you will still be bitter, but temperature at 10 or 12 degrees. During the course of the day tomorrow, there'll be a stiffening breeze, so sunshine joined by passing flurries, and any flurry could turn into a snow shower and dust the ground, but no inches of accumulation are expected again as we continue a snow drought, except in the mountains, of course. High temperature near 20 degrees. Doppler radar has been quiet all day long under the sunshine, now gathering clouds, and some flurries are breaking out from Dayton down towards Cincinnati. A couple of snow flurries are up in the clouds on the Scioto Trail right now. We'll keep a close eye on those. And off to the south and east, the great southeastern United States snow and ice storm is spilling some snow up I-77 to the west or to the east of Statesville and Wytheville. Weather headlines: cold wave intensifies dusting of snow, and we're talking about Carolina, snow and ice on the coastline, guys, here in just a few minutes.
All right, Denny, thanks so much. Well, police are investigating a break-in at an office building.
Officers tell us it's connected to the homeless problem in our region. The break-in happened in downtown Charleston. News Channel 3's Blaine Carraher was there today while police searched the building, and they had some startling surprises.
Definitely, Amanda. Sleeping bags, trash, they all found that there, and it's a telltale sign that homeless people were somehow able to get into the building and then stay there for a number of days. It's the Atlas building off of Courier Street. Police were trying to figure out how people were getting in and out there today. Now, the most damage happened at a dentist's office inside of the building. The office there reported that somebody stole their computer. And we told you last night that the officers were able to make an arrest on the case. We're learning today that more arrests are probably coming, and the building owner will get some help from the city when it comes to tightening up security.
I want to make sure that folks know that they can count on this being a place that they can go to and do business, work and play in the city of Charleston, and that things are going to be fine. So what we hope to do is get with the building department, hopefully get some letters out, make some suggestions to the property owner, the business owner, to be able to make this a better place and to make activities like this less likely to happen again.
I spoke with one business in that building. Coming up tonight at 6, I'll show you how they feel about working in an office space where something like this happened, Amanda.
All right, Blaine, thanks so much. We will keep in contact with CPD and let you know if any of those additional arrests are made. Down to a breaking news alert. Huntington police are at a home on Washington Avenue where we are learning a large raid has just taken place.
Yeah, this is in the 900 block of Washington Ave. Investigators say at least 12 people were arrested from the home. And we're told police have been watching this house for weeks, and when they got there, the whole house was heavily barricaded.
I've been doing this for 27 years, and I can tell you, I've never seen a house barricaded or fortified like this one right here behind us was.
Captain Rocky Johnson says tips from the public also helped lead to the raid.
Now to a traffic alert out of Ashland, Kentucky, where that water main break, more than 24 hours old, is still causing issues.
Workers tell us one lane of 13th Street is back open to traffic. The water line has been repaired, but the other lane is still closed, so crews can repair the road. They tell us that should be done by the end of the week. Breaks reported yesterday on 29th Street and Carter Avenue have also been repaired. Well, a family already dealing with tragedy is now facing another after their house burned down early this morning. Now, this story begins in October when we first told you the deputy said a mother named Leah Cart shot her 2 kids, then shot herself. Her son survived, but still in the hospital in Cincinnati. That's where his father and grandmother were this morning when they learned that their house caught fire. You've seen the video there. The fire started around 3:30 this morning. Crews say the family was in the process of remodeling the home.
Just 1 year after a record-setting number of overdoses in Cabell County, the EMS director, Gordon Mary, says that the county has seen an even higher number in 2017. There were more than 1,800 overdoses reported in 2017. Director Mary tells us that beats 2016's numbers by more than 600 overdoses. There is no word on how many of those were actually fatal. Some relief could be on the way, though. President Donald Trump declared that opioid epidemic to be a national public health emergency back in October.
Still ahead on First at 5, a lack of confidence.
After numerous escapes and overdoses at the Boyd County Jail, the fiscal court is asking for the county jailer's resignation. Well, it's coming up tonight on your 5:30 edition. These colder temperatures have you reaching, likely for more blankets. We're going to show you some simple ways you can winterize your home.
Before we head to break, let's take a look at those chilly conditions in traffic. In cross lanes, things moving pretty smoothly despite the cold conditions, Tony.
Smoothly on our roads, but I'll tell you what, the cold wave is taking its toll on our rivers. This is the Elk River, which is now choked in ice in downtown Charleston. This shot courtesy of West Virginia Lottery. And the cold gets colder heading into the weekend. We'll talk about how that might affect the mighty Ohio and Great Kanawha when I come back on First at 5.
Storms on the horizon. When the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
When and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
Storms on the horizon. When the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need.
Now to a developing story where the Boyd County Fiscal Court is calling for the resignation of Boyd County Jailer Joe Burchett.
It's a resolution passed this afternoon during that special meeting you're seeing there. News Channel 3's Andrew Colgrove joins us now live from Boyd County with the very latest after several escapes at the jail.
Well, Amanda, the fiscal court says they are asking for Mr. Burchett's resignation because they have lost confidence in his ability to run this jail effectively. We have reported on a long list of problems here at the jail over the last few months, including escapes, overdoses, and sanitary and chemical problems. Now, if Mr. Burchett does not resign, he may end up being forced out of his position anyway. The Commonwealth Attorney here in Boyd County is investigating the jailer for malfeasance and neglect of duty. I talked to a lady who lives just a couple blocks from the jail. She says she is pleased with the fiscal court's action today.
I live in Catlettsburg, I work in Catlettsburg, and it's a scary situation. It could get really scary.
And the Boyd County Judge Executive would appoint a temporary replacement for the jailer until the election in November. Back to you.
All right, Andrew, thanks so much. We'll have more for you on the situation coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. A dramatic scene this morning in Atlanta after an apartment complex caught fire.
Fire crews told a TV station there that they were on the ground catching infants. Can you imagine that? Catching babies as parents dropped them from balconies. Firefighters say 4 adults and 8 kids were hospitalized for minor injuries and smoke inhalation. The cause is unknown. An Alaska Airlines plane is out of service after officials say a rat jumped from the jetway and into the aircraft. Guess it wanted to fly, huh? Happened yesterday morning as the flight was boarding in Oakland, heading to Portland, Oregon. Well, who doesn't want to go to Portland, right? The plane will return to service after it's been certified rodent-free by a professional exterminator. Bone-chilling temperatures are here and snow is on the way for millions on the East Coast.
Still ahead, we're going to show you how some towns are preparing for more snow. Tony, I feel like in some places there's no room for it.
That's certainly the case up north, and you'd be amazed how much snow is falling in the coastal Carolinas tonight. Take it to our Point Pleasant, West Virginia weather cam. The overcast skies greeting twilight now. And oh, by the way, ice floes filling the mighty Ohio. There'll be chunk-to-chunk bank ice by the upcoming weekend on the mighty Ohio. Not to be walked across, though, like in '77. We'll talk about it when I come back on First at 5.
When and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
Storms on the horizon. When the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, getting you the time you need.
It's my third baby, and I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Things didn't seem to go as planned. He didn't have a heartbeat. He was blue. He had brain damage. I was devastated. I thought, how am I going to take care of him, you know?
This is a strong and wonderful family. When they called, I knew they needed help.
Paul's genuine, and he's there to help.
I'm Paul Farrell Jr. I'm a lawyer at Green Ketchum. We know how to help.
The first New Year major winter storm is hitting parts of the country not used to snow and ice.
But it's also taking aim at other parts that are used to it. As NBC's Chris Clackham reports, this storm is packing hurricane-force winds, likely to cause dangerous blizzard conditions.
No escape from Old Man Winter as freezing temperatures and severe weather sweep across the country, paralyzing some communities.
It is freezing.
Chicago, a city with a reputation for extreme winters, giving visitors a frigid surprise.
It's quite an eye-opening experience.
Dozens of warming centers open around the city to help people in need.
There are buildings in every single neighborhood and every single ward around the city that can be used as warming centers.
In Erie, Pennsylvania, residents struggling to keep up with record snowfall. 63 inches by Tuesday night.
I'm used to snow, but not this much at once. This is insane.
Outside Boise, Idaho, the interstate shut down for a time after a dozen vehicles collided or slid off the road. And in the air across the U.S., thousands of flights canceled.
I won't be able to get home until probably Thursday night, Friday morning.
Parts of the Colorado Rockies bracing for potential avalanches. Ski resorts working to mitigate the danger before opening. But in Vermont, their season off to a strong start. Skiers taking advantage of fresh powder. A late Christmas gift, measured in inches.
First Warning Weather.
All right, if you think it's cold and snowy here, check out this drone video from Chicago.
Yikes. This video was taken Monday at Diversity Harbor. Reports say the temperature at the time, 12 below zero.
It is pretty, but cool.
It's beautiful, but it makes me cold just thinking about it, no matter how cold it really is inside the studio. And, you know, when we talk about that winter storm, Tony, I mean, my in-laws heading back to New Brunswick after the holidays, they're not stopping in Maine because they're worried about that storm coming, so a lot of people are impacted by it.
And you're talking Atlantic Canada is going to get absolutely wild with the hurricane force winds. And here's a prediction. The Belleville Pool of the mighty Ohio, Parkersburg north to Pittsburgh, is likely to get ice choked and basically bank-to-bank ice to form. Likely not down toward Racine, toward the Bird, toward the Greenup and the Bell, or the Meldale pools of the mighty Ohio, but from Parkersburg north. That snow over the weekend has meant temperatures have been 10 and 15 degrees colder than our immediate area, and that area is about to get into the deep freeze once again. Let's take you on to your first forecast. Not that we're not in the deep freeze, don't get me wrong. It's a slower temperature fall this evening after hitting 30, 32 because a cloud cover is moving in, and look for a little light snow flurry action after 8 and 9 o'clock to spit down. We could have a dusting of snow tonight and or tomorrow, even a coating of a quarter inch in parts of the area, but an inch of snow not in the cards except in the mountains. We start near 12 and the low temperatures have to be reached 8, 9, even 10 in the morning. 15 lunch hour, 18 or 20 at the end of the day tomorrow with a coating in spots, and the difference tomorrow, the winds are going to be real strong, 10 to 20 miles an hour, adding a distinct wind chill to the air. Temperatures near the freezing point earlier on, just backing off into the upper 20s and low 30s right now from the Indian Mountain in South Charleston to the Mountain Home Place in Paintsville, and 28 over on the Roy Rogers Esplanade in Portsmouth. Typical of an Arctic air mass. Outdoor humidity dry. Indoor humidity when you warm the air to your comfort level is at 6%. You're humidifying in order to prevent anything in the way of static electricity. Here's today's sun. Here's the gathering cloud and flurry producer coming in from the south or from the west. All the while, snows from the coastal storm are shooting up just to the east of I-77. Wytheville to Statesville, the trip is dry tonight. It's just to the east over toward Raleigh-Durham, where the snows are falling from the coastal storm. Here are the flurries crossing into southern Ohio, back toward Cincinnati, Dayton, heading toward the Scioto Trail and toward Columbus. And later on this evening, we'll get some flurries. Futurecast is not built to predict flurries. So let's just say, off and on tonight and tomorrow, amidst the cold weather, there'll be a streak of snow flurries crossing that can dust the ground. But the big picture, the cold air, the polar vortex in southern Canada is simply re-intensifying and regenerating its frigid flow. Not only here, but all the way down south. So where snow and ice have fallen in the coastal Carolinas, coastal Georgia, and North Florida, it's unusual, but the snow's apt to stick around a couple of days as the East Coast storm becomes an out-and-out blizzard to the east of I-95. So airports from New York to Boston, and Philly's on the cusp, D.C. just to the west. It appears as though the northeast airports are in for a big wallop during the day tomorrow. All the while, cold air is funneling south. I rarely, if ever, have shown you a Myrtle Beach radar during the winter time. I usually show it when we've got hurricanes and tropical storms. Snow and ice alert from Charleston, South Carolina. Jim Rouse, via way of St. Albans, has transplanted down there, says the whole city's shut down. There are no bridges open. Snow's been falling at the rate of 1 to 2 inches an hour from Charleston, and now the snow is arriving Myrtle Beach, up toward Wilmington, Calabash, Pawleys Island, Georgetown, getting a wallop of snow on this winter night. Here this evening, clouds are gathering. Late night flurries can dust the ground low near 12. A blustery day tomorrow with off and on flurries amidst periods of sunshine at dusting in spots, high near 20, but the wind chill cold. Bitter cold sets in tomorrow night, Friday, Saturday, into early on Sunday. Sub-zero cold is likely in rural areas. Downtown temperatures are 0 to 5 above. And daytime highs are in the teens Friday and Saturday. By Sunday, Monday, a very tricky forecast. Will it be rain, sleet, or ice or snow? Details to be ironed out, Amanda.
All right, Tony, we'll keep an eye on it. We know you will, for sure. Still ahead, have you struggled shoveling that snow off your sidewalk?
Thankfully not yet, but we'll tell you why some health experts say all that shoveling could be dangerous for several reasons.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
storm's on the horizon. When the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
If your business depends on the home improvement industry, you need to be a part of the 2018 WSAZ Home and Garden Show. We're currently booking exhibitors and space is running out. Fill your funnel with qualified leads for 2018. Showcase your products and services to thousands of homeowners planning projects this coming year. Contact Molly Browning and get your year off to a great start at the WSAZ Home and Garden Show, March 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena in Huntington.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
High winds forced the closure of the Eiffel Tower in Paris today as a storm battered northern France, leaving 200,000 homes without electricity.
So many people. Flights were delayed from Charles de Gaulle Airport, north of the French capital, and in one road, scaffolding collapsed on top of parked cars. Get this, winds reached as high as 91 miles per hour overnight, 91 miles per hour. So strong residents that were told to limit their travel and look out for falling objects. Well, it might look pretty falling down, but snow is a health hazard for many people that they underestimate. Now, here's why. Shoveling is more of an isometric exercise, meaning you put a lot of strain onto muscles without moving as much, especially your arms and upper body. And pumping blood through contracted muscles puts more strain on your heart. Now, the weather also challenges your heart as well. Blood vessels tighten, impairing the flow of blood. So to reduce your risk, consider this. Don't shovel if you don't exercise regularly. If you have known heart or lung disease, if you're significantly overweight, or you have concerns about your heart health. If you decide to shovel, take it slow.
Spotify is facing a $1.6 billion lawsuit accused of violating U.S. copyright laws. Wixon Music Publishing claims that Spotify used more than 10,000 songs without a license. Those songs include Tom Petty's Free Falling and works by artists like The Doors, Neil Young, and Missy Elliott. U.S. law requires 2 copyrights for every song, 1 for the actual recording and 1 for the composition. Wixon says Spotify failed to obtain the composition rights, and they are seeking the maximum of allowed damages of $150,000 per song.
Well, many babies were born in the first hour or two of 2018.
But as Macy McLeod reports, there was one in South Carolina who entered the world early New Year's Day in the middle of the interstate.
We were going about 90, 95, and he started, a police officer came behind us to pull us over, and he was like, "Do you want me to stop?" And I was like, "No, don't you stop," because I felt her coming.
Baby Anastasia's parents were worried about not making it to the hospital in time because there was a chance of complications with this delivery.
I was told it was a high-risk pregnancy, and the way that she was sitting at the time, she would have gotten stuck, and I would have had to have a C-section. So I was thinking, you know, there was no way I could have her naturally.
Because the car was not pulling over for law enforcement, they switched gears, thinking it was a car chase.
Next thing I know, I look back, and there's like 20 police cars, and they had the exits blocked off and everything, and I was like, oh, that's not for us. And it was. And eventually it got to where, you know, they had to box us in.
They stopped the car in the middle of the interstate at the Cosgrove Avenue exit, and the cops sprang into action.
They ended up putting him in handcuffs just for safety reasons, because they were saying there's people out there that'll, you know, fake having a pregnant wife or whatever.
But baby Anastasia couldn't wait any longer. With the help of police, she was born right there in the center of the interstate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting there looking, seeing her born on the hood of the car. Fireworks going off in the background because it's 1 in the morning on New Year's, and then they let me out of handcuffs, and all the cops started clapping and congratulating us.
The parents say once law enforcement realized what was happening, they handled it flawlessly.
It happened so fast, but I mean, and the guy that delivered her was just there.
It's still hard to believe how Anastasia was born into the world, and her parents say the first hour of 2018 had enough excitement to last the rest of the year.
You're going to the hospital to have a kid, you always imagine, oh, rush to the hospital, cops around you, high speed. Yeah, that happened.
The baby was born at a healthy 6 pounds 2 ounces. Love all those New Year's baby stories, but born on the interstate is a good story.
I guess she'll have a story to tell for the rest of her life.
And good thing it happened right? Like today when all that snow's falling too, because that would just put a whole new spin on the entire thing.
Right. Yeah. Hey, coming up today at 5:30, a man has learned his fate after killing a retired deputy while driving under the influence. Plus, coming up tonight at 6, 'tis the season for sickness, and the flu is spreading quickly across the state of West Virginia, doubling in just the past.
This is what you see on the national news. Everyone else is covering the same story.
But not us. We are local. Our Washington Bureau brings you local stories that impact you and your family and matter to the community.
We get answers and hold your lawmakers accountable. Your members of Congress know our team, and our team is here for you.
The Gray Television Washington News Bureau.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
The WSAZ News app is the fastest and easiest way to get news wherever you are, and you can customize the alerts you get with breaking news, severe weather, and daily forecasts. So no matter where you are, WSAZ is right there with you.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
When and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3. If your business depends on the home improvement industry, you need to be a part of the 2018 WSAZ Home and Garden Show. We're currently booking exhibitors and space is running out. Fill your funnel with qualified leads for 2018. Showcase your products and services to thousands of homeowners planning projects this coming year. Contact Molly Browning and get your year off to a great start at the WSAZ Home and Garden Show, March 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena in Huntington. The storm's on the horizon. When the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need.
WSAZ 530 edition. First in your 530 edition, obviously, these days it can be a real struggle to stay warm outside.
But sometimes we're making it more difficult on ourselves to stay warm inside as well. For example, did you know your ceiling fan can help? And so can that bubble wrap from your Christmas presents. News Channel 3's Dan Klein shows us a few easy ways to stay warmer indoors without adjusting the thermostat.
Staying warm inside your home during the cold winter months, it all starts with looking for drafts. Feel around your doors and windows. You can use blankets or towels to block out some of that cold air. And for extra efficiency, you can sew in some pool noodles on either side, so every time you open and close the door, that protection stays in place. Now come to your windows. Feel around. You can use caulk or tape to help block out that cold air. And one of the best insulators actually is bubble wrap, to give yourself an extra layer of air in between the outdoors and indoors. Now, for windows, if there's direct sunlight coming in, open up the curtain. Allow that warmth of the sun to help warm your house. But when the sunlight isn't there, when it's at night, close the curtains. And actually, if you have thin curtains, you might want to use extra heavy blankets or other things to block out that cold air. And don't leave that ceiling fan off. Instead, switch it to its winter setting where the blades go clockwise, pushing warm air towards the ground. When it comes to your bed, use flannel sheets and have comfortable layers, fluffy layers like this comforter closer to your body, covered up with a thin, dense layer like this blanket, making sure that your body heat stays inside your sheets throughout the night. When it comes to your bed, also make sure it's not too close to any exterior wall. And for those rooms you don't use at all, close the vent and shut the door. Last but certainly not least, check your furnace as well as the filter inside your furnace. It needs to be changed regularly to make sure it's working at maximum efficiency, especially when it's this cold outside. Back to you.
Maybe it's time for me to get the comforter out of my trunk that I picked up at the dry cleaner a month ago. Good idea, Dan. 2 more tips to make sure you don't have anything blocking the warm air vents in your rooms, whether it's something like that's big and bulky like a couch or even something as thin as a curtain. Also consider getting some rugs to lay down on tile and hardwood floors. They can act as an extra layer of insulation as well.
All right, well today, Chelsea, it warmed up to the point where we could actually walk outside and not necessarily enjoy it, but it was at least somewhat comfortable.
It was manageable, I guess.
Manageable.
And we did have the sunshine, but now skies have clouded up and temperatures are slowly going to be falling back down into the teens and pretty much stay there throughout the day tomorrow. You can see the overcast skies now still have a peak of sunshine in parts of the areas. Charleston hasn't quite clouded over completely just yet, but overall with the returning clouds comes that chance for an isolated flurry. Anything that does coat the roads could produce some slick spots, especially invisible slick spots on those roadways, and that takes us into tomorrow. Off and on snow flurries do stay in the forecast, but the temperatures stay in the teens. We'll only make it just to 20 tomorrow. Factor in any light breeze across the area. It is going to make for a wind chill factor in the forecast, meaning we'll be 5 to 10 degrees colder than actual temperatures. HD dual Doppler showing the clouds moving in. There are a few snow flurries around the Portsmouth area, Vanceburg, Greenup. These are just some of those spitting flakes, and there is still some more that will move through. So off and on flurries are possible as we go through the rest of the evening, even into tomorrow. And then this system that's bringing snow to Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Charlotte, Raleigh, this is going to bring those blizzard conditions up the East Coast, but that's not going to impact us. We just have the spitting flurries in our forecast, and temperatures drop up to 10 degrees by tomorrow before mild and actually more seasonal weather returns by the end of the weekend, but even that doesn't last long.
Mr. Means, you killed my son. You devastated our family beyond description.
All right, tough words today, emotional ones from the mother of a former Boyd County deputy, Philip Sloan. She addressed the judge at today's sentencing for the man who caused her son's death.
Sloan died as a result of injuries in a crash in Huntington in June of 2016. Police say Means was driving while intoxicated. News Channel 3's Chad Hedrick joins us now. And Chad, emotions for the deputy's family just as raw today as the day of the accident.
Yeah, Tim, Philip Sloan's wife and daughter also spoke before the sentence was passed down, as did Robert Means, the man facing these charges. The judge gave Means an up to 15-year sentence in jail with the possibility of parole in 3 years for his DUI causing death charge. Philip Sloan died from his injuries 5 months after that crash. Police say they found both empty and full cans of beer around Means' truck, and his blood alcohol content was 0.104. In addition to friends and family, deputies from the Boyd County Sheriff's Department were also in the courtroom before the sentence was handed down. Robert Means spoke to the court and Philip Sloan's family, expressing his remorse for what happened. He says since the accident, he has not had a drop of alcohol, but the family says that is not enough, and they want him to be punished for taking the life of their loved one.
My sisters will never have him to walk them down the aisle. Emma will never get to have our dad take her to dances. My dad was the glue that held our family together.
Sloan's daughter Dallas told me today that if anything, she hopes this tragedy for her family is a lesson to others to not drink and drive. And Tim, coming up tonight at 6, you'll hear what Means said in court in his own words.
All right, thanks, Chad. In addition to the jail time, Means will also have to pay a $3,000 fine. All right, now for a look at what's trending. Erica is here with a Father of the Year.
Yeah, that's right, Tim. And we are only a week into 2018, and already we have a candidate. Now, this dad from Michigan going viral thanks to what? Oh, yeah, check it out. The leotard-clad daddy-daughter dance.
Wow.
Also, by the way, set to the tune of Beyonce's Single Ladies. Yeah, Steve had pulled out all the stops for a Christmas lip-sync battle, and apparent family tradition, too. Donning the leggy outfit, even learning the routine from a professional choreographer. That's impressive. No word on if that performance took the gold. His efforts, though, have not gone unnoticed. That video has more than 21 million views on Facebook.
Wow.
Go, Dad.
He's very brave.
I love it. Well, the hashtag New Year, New Me takes on a whole new meaning here. A firefighter in Alabama celebrated the New Year's Eve ball drop by doing this, by dressing as the ball.
That's totally something I would do.
I love this,
He took a page right out of the Haddad guy's book.
Really, he's decked out
amazing.
too. This is rookie Christopher Wilkerson. He slowly descended the fire pole there, clad in lights, as you saw, to ring in the new year.
That's fantastic.
He's the jokester of that group, right? Well, finally, look at how incredible Niagara Falls looks right now, encased in ice.
You were just there. You know all about it.
Is this your video? This cracks me up.
Could be your video.
This, right? Freezing temperatures have turned the fall's once lush trees and shrubs into a frosty, wind-whipped winter wonderland. That is true. It almost makes you forget how miserable the power of nature can make us this time of year. A great opportunity for pictures. They light up the falls at night there, and that is really something to see, because I've only been there in the summertime, but totally different in the winter.
You didn't stay outside for very long from what you
like
said.
5 minutes.
Yeah, that's all you can take.
Right.
And she wasn't dog sledding. All right.
Still ahead in our 5:30 edition, a member of the Thundering Herd football team seriously hurt in a New Year's Day shooting.
We're going to hear from his parents for the first time. That's in about 2 minutes.
When you're pain-free, you can live free. At SOMC, our physical medicine and rehabilitation associates can help you live free from chronic pain. And free from worry, too. That's because we can provide a wide variety of pain management treatments, including epidurals, nerve blocks, and spinal stimulation, so you don't have to worry about living on pain medication. Innovative pain solutions from SOMC. Very good things are happening here.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
Storms on the horizon. When the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need.
When you're pain-free, you can live free. At SOMC, our physical medicine and rehabilitation associates can help you live free from chronic pain. And free from worry, too. That's because we can provide a wide variety of pain management treatments, including epidurals, nerve blocks, and spinal stimulation, so you don't have to worry about living on pain medication. Innovative pain solutions from SOMC. Very good things are happening here.
When breaking news happened where you live, where was WSAZ? We were here with live coverage and continuous reports, keeping you up to date. When severe weather threatened your neighborhood, where was WSAZ? We were here helping protect you and your family. When your team played in the big game, where was WSAZ? We were here bringing you the scores and highlights. Where was WSAZ? Right here for you.
This is WSAZ 530 edition.
A senseless act of violence leads to mourning in Maryland and here in Huntington.
Yeah, shooting at a New Year's Eve party not only took away Marshall defensive tackle Larry Allen's ability to play football, it also took away his ability to walk. Affiliate WBAL talked to Larry's parents outside of the hospital, who say they are left helpless and upset.
I am so upset. I know they say you're not supposed to ask why, but you know, my son had everything going for him.
A football scholarship at Marshall University in West Virginia, good grades, and a loving family. 19-year-old Larry Aaron was set to head back to college from his home in Columbia next week when he attended a New Year's Eve party at a house in Severn that he and his friends saw advertised on social media.
He was standing up against the wall, him and his girlfriend, and these two guys got in an argument, and they just started shooting. And my son, you know, stepped in front of his girlfriend to shield her, and one of the bullets got him.
The bullet lodged in his spinal cord. Doctors can't operate because that might do more damage, so they have to leave it there. Aaron, a lifelong athlete, is paralyzed from the waist down.
He has his moments. He's been very calm, but he has had a few breakdowns, and that's to be expected.
Police are investigating to find out who fired the shots, but they estimate there were more than 100 people at the party, many from out of state, so it's hard to track down witnesses. They're asking for help from anyone at the party.
Since the party spread very quick on social media, we know most of the people, if not all, that are at this party have social media accounts, cell phones, so we're asking if anybody has any type of video or pictures from the party that detectives could use to identify anybody, whether they be more witnesses that they could speak to or possible suspects, to please contact our detectives over at Western District.
Larry Aaron's parents are left helpless and upset. They and their son's life changed forever by a senseless act of violence.
It's devastating to our family. I mean, Elle was very loved and very liked in our community and in Marshall. You know, it's just ridiculous that something like this has to happen. I mean, and what can we do? I mean, what can we do? Nothing. It's frustrating. Frustrating.
I can imagine a GoFundMe page has been created to help in that recovery.
Coming up, a deadly cold spell.
Police in Texas are blaming bitter temperatures for the death of a man.
Excuse me, and we have the clouds that took over, and temperatures are going to fall for our region too as we head through the next several days. A blast of cold air moves in. We'll talk details coming up.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? And now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
It's my third baby, and I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Things didn't seem to go as planned. He didn't have a heartbeat. He was blue. He had brain damage. I was devastated. I thought, how am I going to take care of him, you know?
This is a strong and wonderful family. When they called, I knew they needed help.
Paul's genuine, and he's there to help.
I'm Paul Farrell Jr. I'm a lawyer at Green Ketchum. We know how to help.
It's my third baby, and I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Things didn't seem to go as planned. He didn't have a heartbeat. He was blue. He had brain damage. I was devastated. I thought, how am I going to take care of him, you know?
This is a strong and wonderful family. When they called, I knew they needed help.
Paul's genuine, and he's there to help.
I'm Paul Farrell Jr. I'm a lawyer at Green Ketchum. We know how to help.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
Cold weather may be to blame for the death of an elderly man in Texas.
Officers with the Corpus Christi Police Department were called for reports of a man down in the area on Tuesday morning. When they got there, they found the man. He was pronounced dead right there at the scene. Police say that he appeared to have fallen out of his wheelchair sometime overnight and could not get back up in the cold. Snow and sleet hitting parts of Florida. The last time Tallahassee had measurable snow was 1989. In response to the forecast, Florida A&M University sent out this tweet saying its Tallahassee, Jacksonville, and Crestview locations would be closed. Florida State University closed its Tallahassee campus for most of the day today. FSU officials say normal operations should resume on Wednesday morning.
A Milwaukee woman fought back after her car was stolen on Tuesday morning.
As Rebecca Clough reports, the car was stolen from the woman's driveway, but chased down the thief as they were trying to get away.
Chrissy Castro decided to warm up her car this morning while she had her dogs outside. In the time it took her to get them back in the house, her car was gone.
Not even a minute later, I hear my car backing up in the driveway.
Chrissy says she didn't think. She started running after it.
I managed to catch up with him, and I open the door, and I look at him, and I'm like, give me my car.
That's when the guy took off again, dragging Chrissy while she held on to the door until she fell off. The thief got away. But Chrissy wasn't done. She went to Facebook and asked people to be on the lookout.
My uncle, a few hours later, calls me and says, I just spotted your car.
They found it parked with no one inside near 31st and Wells, and she went and took it back. She found 2 cell phones in it.
We started going through the phone. We removed the SIM card and put it in a different phone.
She found these pictures of a guy pointing a gun at the camera, plus a jacket and marijuana in the car, all of which she turned over to police.
My message to him is, do better. At the end of the day, you lose. Because I got my car back, you're gonna learn today.
Now she's taking steps to keep this from happening again.
I'm getting a remote and an alarm put on as we speak, and possibly even a club. We're going old school, but nobody's taking my car now.
First warning weather.
Good for her. Hey, we just
You're going to learn today, Tim.
Yeah, I know. That is terrific. I'm glad she got it
good.
back. We mentioned it was just a few minutes ago about the snow hitting parts of the deep south, Florida. This is video from the Tallahassee Police Department, and all you have to do is look at that falling snow.
Wow, this is the first snowfall Florida's capital has seen in about 30 years. They said 89. Schools, government offices across the Panhandle were closed today. Freezing rain and ice also shut down significant stretches of highway in northern Florida. And we might kind of chuckle, Chelsea, but the truth of the matter is they're simply not prepared the way we are for snow.
No, I don't even think they have plows and stuff down south, because it's just a waste of resources when they don't see snow. But that's the same system that could potentially bring blizzard conditions up the East Coast and really miss us. So our snow lovers, well, we're still riding the snow drought. Although we could have a passing flurry tonight, really not going to amount to much. As we head through the rest of the evening, though, as you can plan for it, you notice how the overcast skies have taken over, and so it will be a slow cool down for us. But we have that chance for a passing flurry to ultimately bring back the cold temperatures. Right now, we're going to slowly fall through the 20s, and then as we hit tomorrow, we're going to struggle to make it to that 20-degree mark. It will be 10 degrees colder tomorrow than it was today, and you factor in just the lightest wind. It will be brisk across the area with 5 to 10 mile-an-hour winds, making it feel even colder. Although temperatures area-wide still in the upper 20s near 30 degrees, 30 in Huntington and Charleston, as well as Prestonsburg, Portsmouth at 27, and overall wind chills are a little bit colder than that when you factor in this light northwest wind coming in with this band of flurry action. You can see the darker blues indicating that they're more likely a spitting flurry, maybe not bringing any coating to the ground just yet, but enough that you could see maybe a few of those flakes flying around. Green up around Portsmouth, Lucasville, Jackson, Ohio. Not quite made it into the Huntington area just yet, or Charleston, but we notice the clouds are taking over. And this is going to bring back in that even colder air mass across the area. Not much activity off to our west, but down to our south and east. This is the system that's still going to rev up and bring that potential blizzard up the East Coast. Really not going to bring impacts to our area, but Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Raleigh, they've all seen more snow than what we've seen so far, as they're getting about 2 to 3 inches per hour as the darker blues are setting up. Otherwise, notice as we go through Futurecast tonight, a little shy on that flurry action that's going to move in, but we could still have a spitting flake across the area. It really sets up with the upslope in the mountains, so any coating that we get on the ground, whether it be today or tomorrow, could still bring those slick spots across the area. Again, Futurecast really not showing a ton of action, but there still could be some of those flurries that still pop. We have that northwest wind, and anytime we get that hits the mountains, it does cause for a few of those spitting flakes across the area. Otherwise, as we go into the weekend, things will try and rebound, but until then, dangerously cold temperatures as overnight lows fall back into the single digits after tonight. Again, this evening, we still could have 1 or 2 of those passing flurries, and as I just mentioned, anything that sticks to the ground, even just the lightest coating, could still bring those slick spots, especially in the higher elevations. And then tomorrow, really not making it out of the teens. We'll knock on the door to 20, so it's just going to be a cold day with that brisk wind. And then in the extended forecast after today, we do have those temperatures that will fall back down into the single digits. Rural areas will get in on that near 0 degree mark, and then temperatures struggle to make it out of the teens for the next several days. As we head into the weekend, though, sunshine on Saturday will make for a warmer day on Sunday, but doesn't last long. That messy mix brings temperatures right back down into the middle of next week.
All right, Chelsea, thanks. Still ahead on your 5:30 edition, unrest in the Trump administration.
A new book written by Steve Bannon, Catching the Eye of the White House.
If your business depends on the home improvement industry, you need to be a part of the 2018 WSAZ Home and Garden Show. We're currently booking exhibitors and space is running out. Fill your funnel with qualified leads for 2018. Showcase your products and services to thousands of homeowners planning projects this coming year. Contact Molly Browning and get your year off to a great start at the WSAZ Home and Garden Show, March 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena in Huntington.
When you're pain-free, you can live free. At SOMC, our physical medicine and rehabilitation associates can help you live free from chronic pain. And free from worry, too. That's because we can provide a wide variety of pain management treatments, including epidurals, nerve blocks, and spinal stimulation, so you don't have to worry about living on pain medication. Innovative pain solutions from SOMC. Very good things are happening here.
It was my third baby, and I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Things didn't seem to go as planned. He didn't have a heartbeat. He was blue. He had brain damage. I was devastated. I thought, how am I going to take care of him, you know?
This is a strong and wonderful family. When they called, I knew they needed help.
Paul's genuine, and he's there to help.
I'm Paul Farrell Jr. I'm a lawyer at Green Ketchum. We know how to help.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
The WSAZ News app is the fastest and easiest way to get news wherever you are, and you can customize the alerts you get with breaking news, severe weather, and daily forecasts. So no matter where you are, WSAZ is right there with you. Now to a consumer alert. Supermarket chains in 12 states are pulling frozen biscuit products off the shelves after a recall over possible listeria contamination.
Those chains include Food Lion, Piggly Wiggly, and Lowe's Foods are offering refunds and urging customers to return affected products. T. Marzetti Company manufactures the products and issued the voluntary recall. There haven't been any illnesses reported in connection with it. Utah Senator Orrin Hatch announced Tuesday, we told you, that he will not seek re-election this year.
The 83-year-old and the Senate's longest-serving Republican made the announcement on Twitter. He set off the retirement rumors early last year when he said in an interview that he hoped to see Mitt Romney one day take his place. Romney thanked Hatch for his service and wished him the best in a message posted on Facebook and Twitter. There's no word yet, though, on whether or not Mitt Romney will attempt to take over that seat. Things are getting ugly between President Trump and a man who was once among his closest allies.
Steve Bannon, a former top advisor on the Trump campaign and in the White House, is spilling some dirt, speaking out in a new book about everything from the Russia investigation to the president's children. Blaine Alexander has the story.
It is all-out war between President Trump and his one-time right-hand man, Steve Bannon.
Furious, disgusted would probably certainly fit when you make such outrageous claims and completely false claims against the president, his administration, and his family.
The White House trying to discredit an explosive new book in which Bannon rips into the president's son, Donald Jr., and son-in-law, Jared Kushner, calling their now infamous Trump Tower meeting with a Russian attorney, quote, treasonous and unpatriotic, telling the author they should have called the FBI immediately, but saying special counsel Robert Mueller may not be pursuing collusion charges.
He thinks Mueller will go after Trump on the issue of money laundering.
President Trump hitting back hard. A clearly angry statement from the White House reading in part, when Steve Bannon was fired, he lost not only his job, he lost his mind.
If anybody's been inconsistent, it's been him. Certainly hasn't been the president or this administration.
In a shocking reversal, Bannon, once one of the president's most vocal cheerleaders, defended the legitimacy of the Russia investigation, long dismissed by President Trump as a witch hunt, saying of the president's son, they're going to crack Don Jr. like an egg on national TV.
But I think the degree of risk that Trump is at from Mueller is so much greater now that Flynn has flipped and now Bannon has said certain things on the record.
The book also paints an unflattering picture of a candidate on election night who did not want to win and was shocked when he did.
A passenger on a Ryan Air flight reacted. All right, I want to tell you a little more about that story first. The White House also went after the book's author, Michael Wolff, saying he had no access and called the book itself trashy and tabloid fiction. All right, now on to this next story. A passenger on a Ryan Air flight reacted to a series of delays to his journey by opening the emergency exit door while he was on the plane and just stepping out onto the wing on the tarmac.
The man was on a New Year's Day flight from London over to Malaga when the plane suffered a number of delays. Footage of the incident filmed by another passenger showed the open emergency door and the disgruntled guy thinking about jumping down onto the tarmac. He ends up sitting on the wing. Really strange. Officials say he was later arrested.
WSAZ News Channel 3, 6 o'clock.
New tonight at 6, the Boyd County calling for the resignation of their jailer after months of recent problems, including 10 different escapes from jail custody. Your 6 o'clock news is just 2 minutes away.
If your business depends on the home improvement industry, you need to be a part of the 2018 WSAZ Home and Garden Show. We're currently booking exhibitors and space is running out. Fill your funnel with qualified leads for 2018. Showcase your products and services to thousands of homeowners planning projects this coming year. Contact Molly Browning and get your year off to a great start at the WSAZ Home and Garden Show, March 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena in Huntington.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
When and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
When the storm's on the horizon, when the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
WSAZ News Channel 3, 6 o'clock.
Now at 6, rounding them up, another drug raid turns up drugs, bars over the apartment windows, and some serious surveillance equipment.
And it is definitely flu season. We will take you to one county that's seen those cases double in just 1 week. Good evening, I'm Tim here in Huntington.
I'm Amanda Barron in Charleston.
First tonight, a breaking news alert out of Kanawha County. People in St. Albans learning tonight that their water system violated state drinking water requirements.
And it's been happening now for 2 years. News Channel 3's Nathan Tackett joins us now live from St. Albans, where city leaders say rules weren't followed, but that doesn't mean it's a problem, Nathan.
Well, Amanda, that letter mentioned specifically E. coli and what is considered synthetic organic compounds in the water. However, certainly scary to see on the water note there from the company. However, it's important to point out that none of those elements were ever found in the drinking water supply. Now, the water company was in violation simply because the proper number of water tests were not conducted. So raw water from the river is supposed to be tested for E. coli each and every month. The leaders with St. Albans Water say those tests were missed between February and May of 2017. Additionally, the water company is supposed to test for synthetic organic compounds in treated water, the water that you drink, twice for every 3 years. Now, water leaders here say they did test once in that time span, but never got around to the second test. So by official standards, it means they cannot be sure of the quality of drinking water for over 2 years since 2014. But Mayor Scott James says in that time, there have never been any contaminations.
I don't think there's any concern whatsoever from the citizens of St. Albans about the water quality that they receive day in and day out. We've won numerous awards on the quality of water that we do produce.
Well, city officials say that there is no boil water advisory or any other restrictions on the water. Even as of tonight, they say that anybody out there who receives St. Albans water can use it in full right now.
All right, Nathan, thanks so much. And we're going to break down more of this tonight on the CW 10 and on WSAZ at 11.
We have another breaking news alert to tell you about. This one from Huntington. That's where 15 people have now been detained at a home after police say they found a number of drugs. This is on Washington Avenue in the 900 block.
Police say they found heroin along with other drugs. This was in a bottom floor apartment of a duplex. The apartment heavily barricaded, including bars over the windows, boarded up doors, even surveillance equipment. Police say they are familiar with this location. There was a shooting here in June and a shots fired incident just last week.
That's ridiculous. It's simple. If you're a landlord and your tenants are putting steel grates on the doors and barricading the doors and barricading the windows and setting up infrared camera systems, and you don't think that's a problem, you probably need to change your business model. You need to tighten up who you rent to.
Now, police say tips from the public helped them bust the people in the apartment. They've been watching that location for several weeks. Well, this video shows Charleston police officers searching an office building today for homeless squatters.
The search comes after a reported breaking and entering at the building this week. News Channel 3's Blaine Carraher shows us what the city is doing to help property owners make their space safe.
That's Julie Wirtz behind the counter.
This is our full week of an operation, 7 to 3.
Her new coffee shop is in the Atlas building off Courier Street. It's the same building that police say a group of people ransacked this week, even stealing a computer that once sat here in a dentist's office.
We were really sympathizing. It's just a shame because the people that stole it probably will just throw it away.
While Julie and I talked, Charleston police were upstairs searching for squatters.
Why are people getting in? Why are they getting out? What can we do to prevent it in the future?
Police say it's common for groups of transient people to find spaces like this to sleep at night.
They know it's warm. They know there are places to take refuge.
Now the city is working to get this building and other spaces in Charleston just like it secure.
What we hope to do is get with the building department, hopefully get some letters out, make some suggestions to the property owner, the business owner, and to make activities like this less likely to happen again.
The goal? Get the homeless to a service provider that can help, instead of just camping out here. As for Julie, behind the counter of the new business in the building,
we all need to do our part to make Charleston great.
She doesn't want what happened to stop others from renting downtown. Blaine Carraher, WSAZ News Channel 3, Charleston.
And Charleston police already arrested one woman on the case. They are still searching for other people. They tell us arrests should be coming soon. We'll tell you when and if that happens. Bubble wrap and blankets, two quick tricks to keep you warmer in your own home this winter.
And for example, did you know you should keep your ceiling fans on even when it's cold out? But make sure you flip that setting so the blades are going clockwise and pushing warm air down to the floor, not giving you a cool breeze. News Channel 3's Dan Klein has a few more tips to help you stay warm without raising the thermostat.
The one thing that most people should do first, check your doors and windows. See if you can feel any gaps where cold air is coming in. If you feel some, you can use caulking or even tape to keep that from happening. And for those larger gaps, like underneath your door, you can use a towel or a blanket to keep that cold air out and the warm air in. Another tip, insulate your windows. You can even use something like this, like bubble wrap, giving you an extra layer of air between the indoors and the outdoors. Now, where direct sunlight is coming through your window, make sure you can use all of that. Use that warmth to heat the interior of your home, opening up your curtains and blinds. But if the sun's not shining through, you want to close that to keep the warm air inside your house. One thing that people should also be looking for, don't allow anything, even a curtain, to block the register on your home. You want to make sure all that warm air is flowing throughout your home and is not being blocked. But for those rooms you're not using, perhaps like a spare bedroom, close the vents and shut the door. Back to you.
All right, and don't forget about your furnace. Your filter needs to be replaced every couple of months. And for folks who have pets, even more frequently.
Well, day number 10 of the great cold wave. Temperatures at or below freezing day and night. So far in the Huntington-Charleston area, No records this morning. We did give it the old college try. The temperature sat at a goose egg 0 in Huntington, Charleston. The records were -1 and -5 officially. That 1918 year record low in Huntington was accompanied by the Ohio River freezing bank to bank. Though Parkersburg and Elkins, where there's snow on the ground this morning, 8 and 14 below. That's why I believe the Belleville pool of the mighty Ohio will be freezing over heading into the weekend. Arctic twilight giving way to increasing clouds here this evening. Some flurries could break out. We could have a dusting of snow, whether it's tonight, tomorrow, or both. But the bitter cold is regenerating tomorrow. We start 12 and only hit 18 or 20 by the end of the day, and we're heading back down towards 0 thereafter. Doppler radar picking up some snow flurries crossing southern Ohio, at least up in the clouds. Just a couple of flurries are now foreseen here in the next couple of hours. Cold wave intensifies in your weather headlines. Could the harshest still become? We've got a dusting of snow in the forecast, and have you heard? Myrtle Beach and Charleston, South Carolina, snow and ice storm conditions. We'll talk about it when I come back on News Channel 3 at 6.
All right, thanks, Tony. Several schools in Kanawha County dismissed early today, some for issues with heat, others like Grandview Elementary because they have no water. We were there when the parents arrived to pick up students at 10:45. Cedar Grove Middle dismissed early for another day with heating issues, plus St. Albans High School canceled again, also for heat issues. We spoke to the superintendent, Dr. Ron During, last night. He says there's no set temperature for when schools should be canceled. Now to an update on a traffic alert in Ashland, where we told you yesterday the frigid weather is affecting water lines and the traffic pattern there. This water main broke thanks to those cold conditions along 13th near Blackburn Avenue, but still causing problems for drivers today. Traffic has been rerouted since then around the area while crews work to try to fix the break. But just in the last hour, one lane of the outbound traffic has reopened. City leaders say it could take until early Friday for the road to be repaired and traffic to be back to normal. A record year for overdoses in Cabell County. The EMS director, Gordon Mary, says more than 1,800 overdoses were reported in 2017. That is up more than 600 from 2016, which itself was a record. Remember, that's just overdoses that are reported. We have no word on how many of those overdoses were actually fatal. Still ahead, there is no doubt flu season is in full swing. We can all feel it now, or know someone who does. Cases even doubling over the past week in one county. Plus, a man is asking for forgiveness. We'll hear from the grieving widow who lost her husband in a DUI crash. That story in 7 minutes.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
When you're pain-free, you can live free. At SOMC, our physical medicine and rehabilitation associates can help you live free from chronic pain and free from worry too. That's because we can provide a wide variety of pain management treatments, including epidurals, nerve blocks, and spinal stimulation, so you don't have to worry about living on pain medication. Innovative pain solutions from SOMC. Very good things are happening here.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
It's often the smallest of actions that open the door to limitless possibilities and minimal approaches that achieve the greatest therapeutic results. The Institute for Minimally Invasive Surgery at Cabell Huntington Hospital, where small incisions are the best decision.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
When the storm's on the horizon, when the clock is ticking, you need time. WSAZ First Warning Weather, keeping you ahead of the storm, giving you the time you need. When and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3.
3 new officers will soon be patrolling the streets of Huntington. The new officers were sworn in today at a special ceremony in City Council chambers. Friends and family were on hand to congratulate the new members of the force. Captain Hank Dial says this brings the number of officers to 98. Now to a health alert out of Mason County, West Virginia, where the number of flu cases has more than doubled. Health officials just in the last week or so say the number of people with flu-like symptoms jumped from about 24 to 64. Doctors at Pleasant Valley Hospital are seeing the spike too. They say people who are really young or really old are most at risk, and they're the ones who are becoming seriously ill. And although we've been in flu season for several months now, the holidays can make it even worse.
Over the holidays, you've got Christmas and Thanksgiving, and people are socializing and going out more. So I think there's more exposure to people who have the flu, and then they spread it around and stuff like that. And of course, also the kids being in school.
And that's why Dr. Simone says it is so important to stay home when you feel sick. She also says it's not too late to get a flu shot. Hardly anything but rubble left after an early morning house fire. This is in Culloden along Benedict Road. The fire started just before 3:30 in the morning. Fire crews say the homeowners were not there when the fire broke out. The house was in the process of being remodeled. A Marshall football player paralyzed after being hit by a stray bullet. We will hear from his family.
When breaking news happened where you live, where was WSAZ? We were here with live coverage and continuous reports, keeping you up to date. When severe weather threatened your neighborhood, where was WSAZ? We were here helping protect you and your family. When your team played in the big game, where was WSAZ? We were here bringing you the scores and highlights. Where was WSAZ? Right here for you.
It was my third baby, and I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Things didn't seem to go as planned. He didn't have a heartbeat. He was blue. He had brain damage. I was devastated. I thought, how am I going to take care of him, you know?
This is a strong and wonderful family. When they called, I knew they needed help.
Paul's genuine, and he's there to help.
I'm Paul Farrell Jr. I'm a lawyer at Green Ketchum. We know how to help.
When you're pain-free, you can live free. At SOMC, our physical medicine and rehabilitation associates can help you live free from chronic pain. And free from worry, too. That's because we can provide a wide variety of pain management treatments, including epidurals, nerve blocks, and spinal stimulation, so you don't have to worry about living on pain medication. Innovative pain solutions from SOMC. Very good things are happening here.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
For 80 years, Huntington Junior College has been promoting academic excellence and providing career choices. Huntington Junior College continues to be an outstanding educational foundation, giving you an opportunity to realize your dreams. Huntington Junior College, the future is you.
When and where you get breaking news that you can trust is always important. Breaking news coverage that's always there. WSAZ News Channel 3.
I feel like Robert Means deserves the maximum penalty for his crime.
Those are the words from a grieving widow whose husband died from injuries sustained in a crash in June of 2016.
Today, Robert Means, who is accused of driving while intoxicated and causing that crash on 16th Street Road along Hal Greer, was sentenced to jail. News Channel 3's Chad Hedrick was in court as the family asked the judge for justice and Means asked for forgiveness.
There's a missing piece in our lives that will never be the same.
Everything that happened on Wednesday, June the 29th, 2016, was the result of your decisions.
Emotional words from the wife and mother of former Boyd County Deputy Philip Sloan, who died from injuries sustained in a crash in June 2016. Wednesday, the driver of the car that caused the crash sentenced to jail after allegedly driving while intoxicated.
As soon as I saw him, I just got angry because,
he didn't just take my dad, he took one of our best friends. He took our rock.
Robert Means will now spend the next 3 to 15 years behind bars for a DUI causing death charge. Police say after the crash on 16th Street Road in Huntington, they found empty and full beer cans around Means' truck. His blood alcohol level was .104.
I absolutely did not mean to hurt anyone. I'm going to live with this for the rest of my life. I think about it every day.
6 months before the crash, Sloan had retired as a Boyd County deputy. Several of his brothers in uniform were in court for the sentencing as family pled for justice.
He was a good man that did everything by the book, and he expected everyone to do that.
Phil believed in the justice system. He spent half of his life, 27 years, upholding the law, trying to keep drunk and impaired drivers off of the road. Please don't let the justice system betray him.
Now a family will try to move forward as the man who shattered their lives sits behind bars.
And the family told us after the hearing that if anything, they hope that their tragedy will keep other people from drinking and getting behind the wheel. Now to a developing story where the Boyd County Fiscal Court is calling for the resignation of Boyd County jailer Joe Burchett.
It's a resolution passed this afternoon during a special meeting. News Channel 3's Andrew Colgrove joins us now live from Boyd County with the latest. Of course, Andrew, this comes after all those escapes.
Amanda, the fiscal court says they have lost confidence in Mr. Burchett's ability to run the jail here effectively. We have reported on a long list of problems here over the last few months, including escapes, overdoses, and sanitary and chemical problems. Now, if Mr. Burchett does not choose to resign, he could be forced out of his position anyway because of an ongoing investigation through the Boyd County Commonwealth Attorney's Office. One county commissioner says he reached out at one point to Mr. Burchett to see how they could help, but he didn't even get a response.
I tried to call him. He did not return our calls. I texted him and said, Joe, tell me what you need from the court. What do you need? We'll get it for you. No answer. Nothing. Not one time did he respond.
Now, the judge executive would appoint a temporary replacement until the election in November. Back to you.
All right, Andrew, thanks so much. And more from that meeting coming up tonight at 10 on the CW and right here on WSAZ at 11.
A random act of violence has left a Marshall University football player paralyzed.
Yeah, shooting at a New Year's Eve party not only taking away defensive tackle Larry Aaron's ability to play football, it also took away his ability to walk at all. Now paralyzed from the waist down, he was at the party in Maryland with his girlfriend when the two men got into an argument and started shooting each other. Well, Aaron stepped in front of his girlfriend to shield her, and that's when one of the bullets hit him in the back. Now his parents are left helpless and upset, hoping the person responsible is brought to justice.
It's devastating to our family. I mean, Elle was very loved and very liked in our community and in Marshall. You know, it's just ridiculous that something like this has to happen. I mean, and what can we do? I mean, what can we do? Nothing. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Police are working to find out who fired the shots, but they estimate that there were more than 100 people at that party, making pinpointing a suspect difficult.
6:19, we go to our Huntington weather cam. Downtown Huntington charitably had an inch over the weekend. Right now, Huntington South, Myrtle Beach, snow falling at the rate of an inch an hour. Slower temperature fall than recent nights. Temperatures in the 20s here this evening. A few passing flurries, could be a dusting or a skiff of snow overnight and first thing tomorrow morning. We start tomorrow morning 12 and hang out in the teens most of the day. Again, a coating in spots on a snow shower or snow flurry, but there'll also be times of bright Arctic sunshine. Tomorrow, the winds are going to be blowing strongly too, a big wind chill. Outdoor humidity 30%. Indoors, you know you're humidifying because the cold Arctic air makes it real dry. Inside at 6% humidity. And temperatures area-wide, upper 20s and low 30s. We made a run at freezing. Didn't crack it, but we made a run at it earlier today. Now off to the west, the daytime clouds have now increased, and a couple of flurries are breaking out along the Scioto Trail. But dry air ahead of us, we just saw, kind of tearing these flurries apart. We'll see a renewed opportunity for some flurries late tonight and tomorrow as cold Arctic air funnels away from our friend, the polar vortex in southern Canada, sending fresh wave of frigid Arctic air our way tomorrow, heading into the start of the upcoming weekend. All the while, a nor'easter is forming on the southeast coast and about to give a blizzard to parts of the northeast. In fact, I rarely show a Myrtle Beach winter radar, but here we are with snowstorm conditions now ebbing at Charleston, South Carolina, 4 to 6 on the ground. Myrtle Beach snowing at the rate of an inch an hour up toward Wilmington Beach and eventually toward Nags Head and toward Virginia Beach. We're looking at major snow conditions for them. All the while, we're getting in on relatively cold Arctic but dry air in our immediate viewing area. By the way, if you were traveling I-77 south toward Wytheville, Statesville, and Charlotte, you can see you're on the outside looking in at this snowstorm, which is right now I-95 and especially on the eastern seaboard. Forecast for tonight looks like this. As clouds gather, some flurries can dust the ground later on. A frigid overnight low of 12. We were at 0 this morning. Tomorrow, blustery sunshine means the northwesterlies are up. Flurries will pass amidst periods of sunshine, a dusting in spots, and a high near 20 degrees. Temperatures will actually fall down to 0 to 5 above tomorrow night and again Friday night, Saturday morning. Daytime highs in the teens on Friday and Saturday. Opportunity for a dusting of snow again tomorrow and again Friday. Saturday sunshine, high 18. By Sunday, we'll watch a southern storm maybe bring us a messy mix of rain, sleet, and snow at night into Monday. And basically next week's chill will be run-of-the-mill compared to the Arctic blast that we are still in the throes of right now as the great cold wave continues at least through Saturday.
All right, thanks, Tony. Still ahead, UK hits the road.
Down in the bayou, Keith is in next with a preview.
It's my third baby, and I thought this was going to be a piece of cake. Things didn't seem to go as planned. He didn't have a heartbeat. He was blue. He had brain damage. I was devastated. I thought, how am I going to take care of him, you know?
This is a strong and wonderful family. When they called, I knew they needed help.
Paul's genuine, and he's there to help.
I'm Paul Farrell Jr. I'm a lawyer at Green Ketchum. We know how to help.
St. Mary's Regional Cancer Center provides comprehensive cancer care with physicians who have the experience needed to get you well. Because here, our devotion is all about you. St. Mary's, relentlessly devoted to comprehensive cancer care.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
When you're pain-free, you can live free. At SOMC, our physical medicine and rehabilitation associates can help you live free from chronic pain and free from worry too. That's because we can provide a wide variety of pain management treatments, including epidurals, nerve blocks, and spinal stimulation, so you don't have to worry about living on pain medication. Innovative pain solutions from SOMC. Very good things are happening here.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know. Come alive with the forest. The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Some people say personal injury law is about the money. Well, they're right. I'm Brian Prim. At Prim Law Firm, it's about the money you deserve to lead a better life.
All right, Keith, into Check Sports. I was reading your script, and you talk about the Wildcats playing their first road game, and I thought, first road game of the year, but I guess if, true.
Well, they've played a couple of neutral site games, but nothing like going into somebody else's house.
No, especially this one.
And getting the venom, right? Especially in a conference game, Tim. Kentucky Wildcats playing their first true road game of the season in Baton Rouge tonight, conference game with LSU. The young Cats learning on the job this season, figuring things out as they go. They struggled from the field their last time out. That was at Rupp on Sunday. Win over Georgia, though, even though they shot a season-low 17 of 54 from the field. But they were able to overcome the shooting and beat the Dogs to move to 1-0 in the league. LSU 9-3, 7-1 at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. The Cats know going into that place, it should get rowdy.
First game that on somebody's home court, but we've been away from home and we've had to travel and they perform, so I'm not so worried about that. I'm worried about will we talk more on defense? Because if we don't start talking more, we cannot get better, and we're going to be stuck where we are.
A lot of big people yelling and holding things and saying things to you before the game and a lot of stuff. I remember seeing a lot of funny things, especially directed at Brad and Isaac and stuff. You know, they always, oh no, just saying slurs. I don't know, just, you know what I'm saying, just yelling. Like, you don't really pay attention to what they're saying. You can just hear them, you know.
Some of those things you can't repeat, right? Marshall's basketball team should be back at full strength this weekend when Western Kentucky comes to the Henderson Center, and the Herd will need all its horses as the Hilltoppers have wins over number 18 Purdue, and the Herd is unbeaten at home this year. Part of Marshall's success, having several different contributors chip in when other players have been out. C.J. Burks, Ideen Penova, both have been hit with the flu, and freshman Darius George out with a foot injury. For the Herd, it's just next man up mentality.
I think everybody has that next man up mentality. Everybody's been fighting adversity so far in the conference season, even though it's only been 2 games. We've had 3 guys in the hospital, 4 or 5 guys sick, back problems here and there. Cold weather hurting everybody, but everybody's came together, man. We stayed sharp, stayed strong, and kept battling. I think the chemistry's really good, and I'm excited moving forward.
More on and off the court, playing with the guys, you know, hanging out with them, bonding. We have more chemistry, and we're playing better together. When one's doing bad, the other one picks the other one up, and we're all doing good again. So like, it's great. It's a great feeling.
And finally, as you just heard the horrific story we've heard about Marshall football player Larry Aaron's weekend at home in Maryland over New Year's Eve. That has spurred friends and family to start a GoFundMe page to help with medical costs. You heard that he is shot and now paralyzed. The Marshall defensive lineman, his mother said that he's paralyzed due to that shooting. He played in 8 games for the Thundering Herd this past year, making 13 tackles, including 1 in the team's game and win over New Mexico. And Amanda, I know that several of his teammates have gone to visit, as have a couple of his coaches. So everybody's got their finger crossed and praying for the health of Larry Aaron. Horrible, horrible story.
Yeah, truly a shame. All right, Keith, thanks. Time now to get a final check on your forecast.
And that forecast starts out with a slower than recent night. Temperature fall through the 20s. Some flurries can dust the ground, whether it's tonight or tomorrow. Temperatures in the teens for most of the day tomorrow, and thereafter we're heading back towards 0 by the time we get to Friday and Saturday morning. Locking in for cold wave conditions right through Saturday, guys.
All right, Tony, thanks, and thank you for joining us tonight. Nightly News is up next.
And don't forget, you can always catch your news, sports, and weather on WSAZ Mobile and WSAZ.